Show. XM202.
Of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile and it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman
He
powers.
pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can. That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us, average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks. You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's do it! No, I think you better watch one. It's gonna make you sick.
You like movies about gladiators? You ever seen a grown man naked?
You know what they say. See a broad to get that booty actin'? Leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em. Cold got to be.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
O&A Party Rock! O&A Party Rock! O&A Party Rock!
What the hell is O&A Party Rock?
I don't know. That was Poe drunk in the street during Mardi Gras or something.
Nice.
Poe? Yeah, that's Master Poe.
Wait, let's hear that again.
O&A Party Rock!
You just mind your P's and Q's, Buster, and remember who you're dealing with.
That's right.
PJ, hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard.
Hi.
How you doing this morning?
1,200 years of this misery.
I mean, I don't know what this guy wants from me.
And they've been talking about say that they really actually rip you off.
How can I honestly say anybody rips me off? I mean, when I hear the same exact bits done, that's how I say it.
I mean, what about WOW? That's totally their idea.
Oh, there you go. Okay. There's something new.
Well, and then...
There's something new. You know what? I used to do that in Washington, D.C. Tell him, Fred. I used to have people tie bandanas around their cars so that women would take their clothes off in the car. Dude, get with it.
All right, well, I mean...
Give me an original idea.
Well,
Come on.
I mean, I know.
I used to have my listeners tie a bandana around their car. I mean, I've done it all.
What about going off on...
I
totally know that's you.
All right, okay, whatever. I got to go. Please, I don't really want to get into discussion like this.
Asshole! Asshole!
Hey, welcome to the Opie and Anthony program. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
We make it very simple. You don't have to tie bandanas around...
Bandana around your car.
Around your car or your antenna. What? Shut the fuck up, you asshole.
What? How do you... What? That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just like what we do. Sure it is. And there's no real proof that he ever did it. And if he did do it, he might have done it for maybe one day.
In Washington. Tell him, Fred.
Tell him.
Tell him.
Yeah, it's wow.
Yeah, boss. Yeah, that's what you did, boss. Yeah, boss.
Everyone just sits around and yeses him to death.
The yes man. Yep.
And kisses his ass because they're scared to speak up. Anyway, it is Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
WOW season is slowly but surely approaching here on the East Coast.
Ugh, slow.
I think April's going to be the official kickoff to WOW. What we're going to do, we're going to invite ladies to come down here to get their WOW pictures taken. We really need your help, guys.
Live?
Yes, it's time to market the hell out of this radio show. We're going to do it ourselves, we've decided. We had a long discussion about this last night, didn't we, Anthony? Wink, wink.
Oh, we did? Huh? What?
I don't need to discuss this stuff with you.
I don't know.
We communicate telepathically at this point.
We have a telepathic communication.
We don't even need to discuss things anymore.
Yeah.
I just know what he's thinking. He knows what I'm thinking. So sounds like a good idea, right?
Certainly does.
We're going to market this show ourselves, and we're going to start with the month of April is the official kickoff to WOW. So the ladies are going to come down here. They're going to get their pictures taken. And we want a lot of ladies to show up. We'll be very nice, I swear to you. Mm-hmm. Even if that means, getting some duct tape and throwing it over my mouth. I swear I'll be really, really nice. Because now we're desperate. We need to get the marketing going here.
Yeah, that might keep chicks from coming in. A couple of girls have come in, and you haven't been too nice to them.
Well, I understand that, Anthony. I'm working on that every day.
Although I did go to the various websites and message boards and check out the people's response to the Polish girl that came in.
Yeah.
And it was a landslide victory for Opie on that one.
Thank you,
People
Anthony.
were just saying, oh, my God, what a pig. Yes, Opie's right.
Yeah. I couldn't believe the difference between, the live shots that were taken of her and what was on that website, that modeling website.
Yeah, it was a very big difference.
So we're really looking for a lot of ladies to start showing up at the radio station every morning. It's an open call. You just come down, get your WOW shots done. I'm assuming you could even email them in as long as it's a WOW sticker or something, right?
Yeah, you got to have a WOW in front of you.
Got to have a WOW and Opie and Anthony in front of you. And then by the end of the month, we're going to pick the best WOW. And that person's going to win a MiFi, I think.
Ooh.
And maybe even more stuff.
More stuff?
Because I think we got sponsors coming on to the program, and, maybe even Washington will wake up and realize, first of all, we're doing this. That's the first step.
The first step is them actually knowing what we're doing on the show.
Yeah, the first step for the marketing department in Washington is to be in touch with the show, maybe listen every day and pick up on what we're doing, and then you guys could enhance what we're doing by going, hey, this would be a perfect opportunity to give them this to give away.
Right.
That's all we're looking for.
That's it.
So it's a little advice to the marketing department. You might want to start listening to the Opie and Anthony program, and then maybe you could help and participate as we go along here.
Well, they must have been psyched that you're doing the Hard Rock tomorrow.
I think they just found out about that.
Yeah, I'm hearing rumors that the marketing department just found out about us doing a live broadcast tomorrow at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Ben was all laughing, and he comes in, dude, they didn't even know. They didn't even know, dude.
But that's Ben. You don't know what to believe. Like
What
Ben,
do you mean? You say Ben's a liar?
It's not that he's a liar. He exaggerates a little bit. So I think Ben is correct 70% of the time, which is a good average, but...
Jesus, what a bash.
What? He'll admit it, that he exaggerates a little bit.
Wait, what has Ben exaggerated about?
Jim's whole impression is based on the fact that Ben exaggerates. The whole doing coke with Tom Brady and,
I think Ben is a man about town and actually is in these situations.
He is.
I think he has sat with Bono and
did coke with Tom Brady?
Shared a Guinness. I don't think, to tell you the truth, I don't think Ben ever said he did coke with Tom Brady.
Oh, that was just Jim's impression? It's such a great impression.
It
Sometimes
really
I get
is.
confused that I'm actually, listening to Ben.
I know. Believe me, I'd rather have the Jim impression than the real Ben. The Jim impression is a lot more fun. It's a lot funnier.
All right, so all the details for the WOW thing, I guess, will be up on opieandanthony.com and foundrymusic.com. But basically, open call. You just come down to the station. You get your shots taken. We'll be very nice. We'll have little things to give you as you come down to the station. We'll throw you on the air. And then, some of the best WOWs of the month will get some fine prizes.
There you go.
And also, don't forget about RateMyWow.com, a brand new website by Steve.
Doesn't that sound like Rape My Wow?
Rate.
Every time someone says it, I'm like, yeah, rape that wow.
Rate.
And then I realize it's rate.
RateMyWow.com.
Get all disappointed.
And there's new pictures going up on that site every day. So
nice.
And if you want to participate in WOW, you just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to us here in New York City, and we'll send off the official WOW bumper sticker. Not a bandana, WOW bumper sticker.
Not a bandana.
He's absolutely delusional.
I love it.
He's delusional. Okay, and then if you have the WOW in the car and the girls see that, they might just flash you on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah.
And we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. As long as you get the WOW in your car, or,
that's it.
Or make a homemade WOW, or write it in the back of the dirt that collects on the back of the trucks. You'll be set and ready to go. Okay.
Sure.
What's going on, guys? Man, what's up?
Please. Yesterday, get out of here. A little later than usual. Had to sit down and finish conversations with Voss. Because there was subject matter that we didn't cover on the show that I felt I wanted to continue with Voss. Did anyone talk to Voss after the show was over?
No, just like
of course not. Just like we
said would happen. Just these mics go off and we all go our own ways.
Go our own ways.
Like I need to keep talking to Anthony when the show's over. Nothing against Anthony, but we said it all on the show. It's more or less take care. We do the awkward walk up the street together. We're not saying much of anything.
Take it easy, man. What do you do? Take it easy.
It's all awkward. It's like, that was a good show today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, the lights change and I got to cross.
All right, well, maybe I'll call you later.
What? What?
And Voss? Nothing. Nothing goes on after the show with us and Rich Voss.
Although we did have to record some stuff yesterday, so I didn't get out of here until late.
Yeah.
And, the 7 to 11 thing, great. But I got to get out of here before noon on any given day. Manhattan around lunchtime. Once again, I'm just sitting in traffic.
That's all you got to do.
Oh, what's up, Po?
Hey, guys, I don't mean
Problem?
to interrupt you. I wasn't drunk. You can't get drunk over coffee, orange juice, eggs, bacon,
I didn't say you were drunk. Who
said drunk?
Eric said you were drunk.
Eric.
I would
not
never
drunk.
accuse Master Poe of being drunk when he was in the street. Sounded like a complete asshole.
O&A Party Rock! O&A Party Rock!
That is a great clip.
Yeah, okay.
What
that's
the hell
fine.
is O&A Party Rock?
All right, well, fine. I was enjoying myself. I was told to go down and hand out stickers and have a good
It's
time.
high
That's
on
exactly
life,
what I was
not
doing.
alcohol.
Yeah, he didn't hear the clip because he didn't have his headphones on.
O&A Party Rock!
Yeah, I know.
That's a good
All
one.
right. But you know what I noticed?
You got to admit, it sounds a little,
Okay,
a
fine.
little, you know.
4 days.
O&A Party Rock!
4 days. I lost my voice and I couldn't really talk. And I was
Yeah.
told to go down, hand out stickers. Club Soda Kenny told me to go down, hand out stickers, and have a good time. And that's exactly what I
O&A Party Rock!
did. Yeah, I know.
I don't know what O&A Party Rock means.
All right, well, whatever. I do notice that...
We did all acknowledge how you did a great job down there, though.
Well,
You
thank
handed
you.
out thousands and thousands of WOW stickers for us.
Thank you.
And
Thank
cups and all, but he was getting on this microphone that another club had in the middle of thousands of people on the street, and this is what he was coming up with.
O&A Party Rock!
No, come on.
An attention getter.
That's the only thing. That's not the only thing I said.
Well, we could talk about how you started a line dance thing.
Well, yes.
He got some girls to start dancing right there in the street.
Yeah.
In front of our balcony.
Yes.
Pretty, but you know, the guy motivates people. Obviously.
Yeah.
He's able to get some of these chicks, these drunken chicks. Now the chicks were drunk.
No, they worked there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were the ladies working in the club.
Across the street from where we were
Pretty
broadcasting.
hot.
So, all right. So you want to go on record and say that when you did this,
O&A Party Rock!
you weren't drunk.
No, I wasn't drunk. But once again, I know that comedians sometimes they make mistakes. Well, I'm not a comedian. I was just there to make sure that you guys were safe.
I think you need to teach Eric a lesson for assuming that you were drunk.
That
when
is
you
a
did
great
this.
clip.
O&A Party Rock!
That clip gets funnier and funnier, man.
That's fine. I have
Put
no
him
problem.
in a sleeper hold or something.
Oh,
Teach him a lesson.
You want me to
A
do
lesson.
that?
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh.
No, Eric, don't.
I
Eric goes,
just-
all right, whatever you guys want me to do.
I just want you to know. Also, Channel 4 videotaped that whole clip
O&A Party Rock!
with the
That
O&A
clip,
shirt.
yeah?
No, not that.
Oh, not that.
The one where I had my O&A shirt on and I was
Yeah.
with the ladies dancing.
All right, very good.
All
Thank
right,
you,
so
Master Paul.
We don't want to do anything to Eric?
No.
No.
Nah. You'll
Thank you,
hurt him.
Eric.
All right.
You'll hurt him.
So you left here yesterday, and what happened?
Traffic.
Were you doing heroin with Master Poe?
No, I. Oh my God.
Guys, what are you doing to me?
Well, it's kind of.
I don't take drugs. I don't do any of that stuff.
That's a little play on the last
Yeah,
joke.
no,
Yeah,
I
it was
understand.
kind of a sarcastic statement about
Yeah,
Eric's
Paul,
exaggeration.
There was
I
a lot
understand.
of sarcasm in that statement.
It's okay.
About Eric's, you know, you point to Eric, Jimmy. You try to pawn it off on Eric. There was a little play on what Eric said. Remember when he called you drunk?
I know Poe's only kidding. He just does so much coke in the morning. He comes in and gets all right.
Well, according to Eric. According to Eric.
Oh my God, you are dead. You're a dead man.
Eric, tell everyone what you were telling us in the office.
Yeah,
where you saw him in the stall,
Doing what?
Uh-oh.
bent over the stall, doing something. No?
Oh boy.
All right, he doesn't want to share on the air, Anthony.
You're asking for it.
He's scared for his life. I don't blame him, you know.
Neither do I. Paul will kill you with a punji stick.
Beat me to
Your
death with
ass.
my own hands.
Certainly will. Yeah, no, not spectacular. I'm just saying, I got to get out of here before noon. I all of a sudden had those homicidal road rage feelings that I hadn't had in so long because when I drive in, there's usually no one on the road. I stay here till noon. Pedestrians are out. And it's only going to get worse once the weather gets nicer and more people want to walk the streets.
God forbid they walk the streets of Manhattan, Anthony.
You know something? They're in my way. Get out of my way. I hate pedestrians. They got to figure something out. Bridges or tunnels underneath each street. Wouldn't that be nice? Another place for a rape to happen. But, yeah, you just get in my way, and then you get gridlock again. You know, you don't get gridlock at 10:30 in the morning when you're driving home. But at noon, people decide they're just going to, even though the light is green, but there's nowhere for them to go, so they'll just end up in the middle of the intersection, and the light turns red for them. It's green for me. And what am I staring at? The passenger window of a cab or something that I swear I want to hit the gas and just look at the passenger's little terrified face in the window as it just hits my grill. I get that angry. And then I got a hold of myself and went, hey, easy, forget it.
Camo.
I put a glass dildo in my ass, rubbed my stomach, and said, camo, and everything was okay. Got to the Queensboro Bridge, I was fine. Pulled the dildo out of my ass. All was dandy. All was great with the world.
Are you trying to make people feel sorry for you again today, Anthony?
No. That was yesterday when I was talking about how I only have a day to pack for my 10-day Caribbean cruise.
Your luxurious Caribbean cruise.
Yes. On Royal Caribbean. They're very good cruise line, by the way, if anyone
Are they the best ones?
Cruise. Yeah.
Hey, someone out there that's a travel agent, just email me, man. Find me somewhere I could go away by myself and have a great time, just mellowing out.
Go visit Bob in California.
No, I don't want to
spend your vacation with Bob.
I don't want a vacation where I have to run around and do a lot of stuff. I want to lay on a beach, read some books, do maybe some scuba diving, maybe a little snorkeling action.
You know what you should do?
By yourself?
Go to Turks again.
I did the Turks and Caicos 3 times.
Oh, that's right. You've been there after we were there.
It's a lot of fun. I'm looking for something different. I was thinking maybe I don't know, Atlantis down there in the Bahamas.
You got a long time. What about Hawaii?
Yeah, that's what Bob says. Come out and see me. Bob, our super agent. Come out and see me and then go to Hawaii.
Think how exciting Hawaii will seem after a visit with Bob.
Sure.
You could go anywhere. You could go to see Bob and go to Trenton.
I was going to
say. It'll seem like Hawaii.
You beat me by a second. I was going to say, yeah, go see Bob and then go to Iowa.
Well, Trenton makes, the world takes.
Oh, that's
all right.
True. Their little motto.
Anthony, I finally saw Some Kind of Monster last night. The Metallica movie. Oh, my God, what a great movie.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Documentary, their cameras follow them around as they try to, record their latest album.
Yeah.
And St. Agnes or whatever. And pretty interesting.
I didn't see that one yet.
Pretty interesting considering, knowing where Metallica came from.
Mm-hmm.
This band was from, San Francisco in the early 80s, making no money, all living together, getting their cassettes out. And, they had just an amazing underground following because radio wasn't going to play their stuff. Radio started playing Metallica. I remember I was working in Buffalo. They only started playing Metallica, really, and only a couple stations here and there, in like 1990, 91.
Metallica was too hardcore.
And then they blasted onto the scene, and, you know the story of Metallica, obviously. But it was kind of sad, this documentary, to see where the band has gone. I don't know.
What was sad about it?
Well, they obviously all live, separate lives now, like all these big bands that just continue onward,
Mm-hmm.
Kirk has this massive ranch in Northern California that he has to escape to. And then you got Lars who collects like $1 million paintings.
He does.
And then you got James Hetfield, who's got a family and decided in the middle of recording the latest CD, not even in the middle, in the beginning, that he couldn't take it anymore and he had to go into rehab. And then he doesn't even talk to the band for like 9-10 months at all.
Rehab for what?
They said alcohol and other things.
Yeah.
And how he was talking in the movie, it sounds like there might have been a sex addiction thing happening because he talks about how it started getting old to wake up in hotel rooms with someone next to him, really hungover, knowing he has to do a show, and it was meaningless, and he wanted to find himself. The movie's really, really good.
Find himself.
But it was just the stupid little things that made me think, oh man, maybe they should just pack it in. They actually hired a relationship therapist. They were paying $40,000 a month to try to keep the band together and try to get the band to communicate with each other and open up. And Lars, why don't you tell James how you're feeling about that?
How much did it cost?
$40,000 a month, and they had the guy.
Did she also book guests for the band?
It was a guy.
Oh, sorry, it was my joke.
Yeah.
See, the booker.
I'm sorry.
The whole thing.
I wasn't thinking.
But then I guess the sex of the person was very important.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, you're right. I feel.
What happened, guys?
Okay, it wasn't that good.
It was a really good opportunity, and I blew it. I'm really sorry.
Good joke, anyway.
You want to back up?
No.
Right.
It's the moment. Where is it?
Maybe you and I need a relationship therapist.
You
maybe,
bring one in here, please.
Maybe, I need to, see the signs. And
I had a joke, and Opie thought it was important enough to say what the sex of the therapist was.
Yeah. Maybe I need to listen better.
You need to listen.
And a relationship therapist would help us with that. It was disgusting. The guy's sitting around as they're recording the album on the couch, and
how could you record an album when there's a relationship expert sitting there?
And then they're like having these sit down therapy sessions, I guess, at the Ritz-Carlton. The Ritz-Carlton,
Yeah.
They're renting suites so they could all get their feelings out.
And what was their problem with each other? Did that come out? Did they show that in the film? Like what actually?
Yeah,
did they resolve it through this therapist?
Well, James Hetfield started realizing that filming was kind of important in his life. He also realized that the alcohol was getting out of control. Also, kind of wanted to, a little more of the power. He felt like he was losing a lot of the power to Lars. And I always thought Lars, over the years, was a dick.
Yeah.
Just in the interviews and the whole Napster thing.
Comes across like an ass.
But he doesn't come across like an ass in this movie at all. He comes across as a guy that's very, very passionate about the band still, and that James Hetfield, was pretty much losing interest.
Really?
And then they had a blowout, and they showed James Hetfield just slamming the door of the recording studio really, really hard, and then he just disappears for almost a year.
Really? That long?
And then they're still going through therapy with the relationship therapist at the Ritz-Carlton, and then all of a sudden Kirk's like, I heard from James, and everyone, their eyes get wide, like, really? What did he say? What did he say? And to me, it was just so weird, because these guys have been together for close to 25 years now.
He just took off.
Went into rehab, and then decided time wasn't right yet to get, to talk to the guys. He had to deal with his personal crap first.
Wow, you just want to wrap these people in the head when they're like that.
I was just really, really into the movie, because you think about the creative process, and you think of guys like Metallica and other bands, and even Stupid Howard. All of a sudden you become something that you just weren't.
Yeah.
And then how do you continue being creative? Because it was all about these guys getting together in one room, hanging out, banging out these albums. Didn't matter if it took, them staying up for 3 or 4 days, doing whatever it took to stay up for 3 or 4 days at a time, And then so James Hetfield comes back into the band and then decides that he only wants to work 4 hours a day because family's important.
4 hours
and
a
I'm
day.
Thinking, this is Metallica. And the guy's like, I'll work from noon to 4 on the new album, and that's it. And one day they wanted to work a little later. And James is like, nope, sorry, 4 o'clock. I told you guys. He wouldn't break that rule at all. And then the next thing you know, they show him leaving the studio instead of continuing with the process.
Yeah.
Going to see his little girl, at ballet class. It was the weirdest fucking movie.
They're family guys.
No, I understand that to a point, but you got to think, the creative process and their music, has to suffer.
Right.
And I bought every Metallica album. I didn't buy the latest album. I might now that I've seen this movie because it's pretty interesting. But then they show Lars in his just ridiculous mansion, and he's got all these paintings on the wall.
Yeah,
dude, paintings that are easily 20 feet by 10 feet. I mean, just massive pieces of work, art, paintings, whatever. And I'm thinking, the guy collected a few paintings from some obscure artist. That's kind of cute,
Yeah.
But then he decides in the movie that he has to move on with that stage of his life, and he has to get ready for the next 10 years of his life. And
why did he decide he had to get rid of,
these guys are nuts.
Is that it? They're just crazy?
Something I don't know what happens to you when you get that famous and you get that much money. Yeah, I think you just start losing touch with reality.
He sold one for $5 million.
That's what I was getting to. So yeah, he has his kid, or I don't even know how many kids, but you hear the son in the other room screaming, "Daddy, Daddy," and he's like, "Yeah, I got to get rid of all this stuff and move on with my life." So I'm thinking, he's just gonna sell a few paintings, get a few extra bucks, no big deal. Yeah, like Jimmy said, it's Christie's auction house. He's there. First of all, they have a showroom in New York City for his work, so people could check it out for whatever, a week or two.
There was a show?
There was a show, all the artwork that he had in his mansion. And then they show him at Christie's getting completely hammered because he can't take the fact that he's getting rid of all this stuff, even though he knows he has to, because they're kind of like his children, his babies, he was saying, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Jimmy kind of, thanks, Jimmy. You blew my punchline. Jesus Christ. Get that relationship expert immediately.
I didn't know.
That was the whole thing. That was the part where everyone in their cars go, oh my God, what? it was worth listening to this babble for 10 minutes. Because the punchline was perfect.
I think your whole story's been interesting, and that was just one point. And I don't think that any point is more interesting than the next with the way you're telling this excellent story.
So all of a sudden, you got the auctioneer, and the price is going up and up and up. Like one painting, $650,000 sold. That was one out of whatever. You know, it looked like at least a dozen paintings. And then the grand finale, yeah, he sold one for $5 million.
$5 mil.
$5 mil.
He had a $5 million painting
just hanging up in his
that
place.
he decided he had to sell.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I just think when you have to get into like relationship therapists and all that, psychologists, you know, band psychology and all that, it's not worth it. Oh, the other thing. So James, you know, that he wanted to stick to the noon to 4 work ethic thing, so he could, you know, enjoy his family and stuff. Lars is like, all right, well, you know, when you leave at 4, you know, the rest of us are just going to kind of listen to listen to what we did and, you know, maybe work a little bit.
Oh,
and he got so pissed. He's like, no, because then you guys are going to make decisions, and when I come back tomorrow...
Well, if you want him being on the decisions, stick around.
And when I get back tomorrow, it's going to be an uphill battle with you guys, because you guys are already going to decide that this is good, bad, or indifferent. He goes, no, I don't want anyone listening to the tapes while I'm not here. And Lars is like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Because that guy just lives and breathes Metallica.
Well, you got to give it to them that they've been together that long. Probably these problems have been there for years, and they've stuck it together and pumped out some serious cash.
Yeah.
They could afford $5 million painting.
And a $40,000 a month therapist. That's just one bill that the band's, you know, paying from their corporation or whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to wreck the movie. Cliff Burton's been dead the whole movie, right? See, I just wrecked it for everybody.
The best part of the movie was Lars sat down when James Hetfield was gone, and they didn't even know if the band was going to get back together. He sat down with Dave Mustaine.
Really?
Who was their original guitarist. Which one, though? The bassist? No.
Guitarist.
Another guitarist, right.
For Habit.
Okay, and Mustaine's like, you know, I feel like a loser. You know how bad it sucks to go down the street and people go, oh, there's the dude that used to be in Metallica.
It's the Pete Best.
And he did well on his own with the whole Megadeth thing.
15 million albums.
15 million albums, according to the movie. Yeah. And he's like, but, you know, you think I like being, you know, second and this. It was a pretty intense exchange between the two. It was really cool. I was hoping that there was more of that in the movie.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's some great footage that these guys just said, you know what, we can't show that. We can't show that, you know.
What'd you see it on?
What do you mean?
How did you watch it, DVD?
Yeah, it's out on DVD.
Oh, it's out?
Now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought maybe they'd be
Now I got to
extras.
go with the bonus footage. I'm thinking the bonus
footage
might
you probably
be...
have some crap in there, yeah.
Yeah, because the movie is almost 3 hours long, I think. It was long.
Wow.
So I'm going to watch the second disc today.
You got to give it to them guys, though. They rock, man. When you go see them live, holy Jesus.
I watched that on the plane to L.A., actually.
Oh, you saw the movie?
I saw most of it, but my battery on my laptop ran out because it is long, and I saw most of it because of sitting in coach. My goddamn monitor was bent towards me, so it was kind of hard to really enjoy it, but it was great when I saw it.
You got to sit in first class, Jimmy.
Normally I'm a first-class gentleman, but I mean, this time again, I felt like...
Giving it to Steve?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what the common people... I wrote some material about them.
Oh, nice.
You have to sit with the common people and write some material about them.
Let's go to Johnny on Long Island. Johnny?
Hey, how's it going? Good morning, boys.
Morning, Johnny.
Hello.
Hey, Binky Face.
Hi, Johnny. Thanks for calling the program this morning.
Well, thank you. Listen, the most important thing you guys just forgot to let you, Opie, that you didn't include yet is how they treated Jason Newsted. They totally screwed him over.
Yeah, Jason, it's pretty interesting. And I think a lot of the guys even admitted this, so it wasn't just Jason's angle. He just wanted more creativity. And James Hetfield was like, hey, man, you know, he was paranoid that I was going to take away from the band and stuff. He's like, well, go off and do your thing then, you know. And then they just trash him the rest of the movie. I mean, they're not kind to him at all.
Really?
Yeah. And that Echo Brain that Jason ended up doing, we had Jason in.
Yeah.
We had him in when he started this new band, Echo Brain. Yep. We you know, it was a rare occasion where Anthony and I, we interviewed him and we were very polite. We played one of the songs on our old show. It was awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful.
Pretty bad.
And it turned out that, you know, he knew the project was doomed, and then he ended up becoming the guitarist for Ozzy.
Bassist for Ozzy, and then Metallica picked up Robert Trujillo, who was Ozzy's. They just kind of traded bases.
Dude, that was pretty cool in the movie, too, when, you know, they're trying out all these guys, you know, for Jason's, for the bass player. And they tried out some pretty impressive guys, and they gave it to him. And then they gave him $1 million up front for joining the band.
Nice.
Just
Nice
so he
little
could
bonus.
start living, you know,
The Metallica lifestyle.
The Metallica lifestyle. That's basically what they said.
I didn't see that part. I missed that part.
They gave him $1 million up front. That was just up front, not counting everything else he had, whatever the percentage was in the band and the record sales and all that.
I think the idea that somebody walks into a successful franchise and is handed $1 million up front, for Pete's sakes, I think that's a fantastic idea.
All right. Fill out an expense report and send it to XM. Sure, you'll get it.
Do the math, bro. The percentage is better for you. We're not making Metallica money, and you did just fine.
I'm very happy.
Just fine.
O&A Party Rock!
O&A Party Rock.
I don't have enough.
I love these guys like that guy Ron from the Bronx. Metallica sucked since #91. Like, you'll always get these guys, dude, they sold out. So, dude, you just like the Metallica from, like, the 80s, the hard rockin', like thrash metal almost Metallica?
Ron.
Thank you.
Ron.
Thank you. We're having a conversation.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I can't hear you.
No. Metallica hasn't made a good album since '91. They went into a hard rock sound, and then MTV found it more marketable, and they played more of it. That's it.
So you'd be happy if Metallica just still sounded like they did in the 80s?
No, you have to transform your sound, but there's so many more metal bands like Unearth and Lamb of God that are so much more talented with a better sound right now.
I could play some stuff from the 80s from Metallica that just sounds so outdated. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
You didn't like, dude. You didn't like The Memory Remains or Fuel. There's some great stuff they've done. I mean, I love Metallica. Just the album with Unforgiven and the Sandman on it too.
I really have no problem with what Ron is saying. I mean, because to
say they suck since '91 is ridiculous.
But that's his opinion.
Talent, but it's not like Master of Puppets and Battery and
everyone.
The long list of songs that is great.
It's hard to follow those songs.
Everyone loses interest in a band at some point. Okay, like for me, and I love the Black Album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, by the way. And I love all the stuff. I like a lot of the stuff they did before the Black Album. But after the Black Album, my interest slowly but surely started waning.
Yeah, of course.
And I didn't buy the latest album. I might now, like I said, because I saw the movie and I have a new interest. But I didn't. I bought Load and Reload, but I wasn't listening to those as much.
It could just be time too. There are how many other bands are there with the same situation? You just kind of
that's what I'm saying.
You move on.
So that's why I don't have a problem with what Ron says.
But a band catches you like after Metallica, all of a sudden Disturbed comes along, and you're like, holy shit! And you jump on with those guys for a while. It's kind of hard to have that punch me in the face effect with a band for 20 years.
Right.
True.
You know what I mean? I mean, of course, Ozzy does that, but I mean, very few of them will have that effect on you.
I don't know, but you get so many people that are like, dude, they suck. After after '91, they sucked. It didn't suck.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't like them as much. Maybe they did kind of get a little more commercial than they were. But these guys that just say they sucked.
I can't get enough of Sad But True, Wherever I May Roam.
The classics.
Oh,
and, those two songs just, oh, my God.
The classics, yes.
And do they get commercial, or are they so good that what is considered commercial changes? Like Metallica, I mean, maybe they've changed a little bit, but they're still a very heavy band.
Yeah.
But because they're so successful, all of a sudden that becomes more acceptable to mainstream marketing ideas. And Metallica sold out. No, they didn't. Just the rest of the fucking country changed their opinion and moved towards them.
Give them a few more years, and then you'll see. Like when hard rockin' bands get really old, and they start going to those little venues and playing at a reasonable volume.
Yeah, no, Metallica will just blow up sooner than later, by the way.
Yeah.
And the one last thing in the movie that I found really interesting, I mean, when you find a favorite band, whether it's going back to Zeppelin or U2 or Metallica, it's kind of scary when you start thinking about how these songs come about. They show them just sitting around in a studio. They all have pads and paper, and they're just trying to rhyme words. Like someone throws a word out there. I forgot the one they were trying. Whatever, like rain. Well, rain in the back of his mane. No. And they're just going around the room. And it's like, that's how the song's coming together?
You think it's this real profound process of feelings and emotions, and
well, that's
meanwhile it's like, hey, what rhymes with this?
And that's why I think a band like Metallica's in trouble, because now there's all sorts of restrictions on what they're doing, like James Hetfield only working 4 hours a day and all that. Back in the day, you got to think when Doors got together as Zeppelin, it was ready to go for the most part. I wrote this poem and let's go. Let's just figure out how it's going to sound musically. Not to be actually recording the album. I mean, it's not like they came with a whole bunch of ideas and now they picked through it. No, they're trying to like develop and create songs on the spot, and that was amazing to me.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
First time they tried that, though. That was remember James always wrote the lyrics, and this was like a compilation, like let's all chip in.
Yeah.
And they would try. That's why they were doing that, because it was like a weird thing. Like let's just see if we can all chip in lyrically. And Hetfield, I think, was like the guy who always did the lyrics.
What always amazed me, because I mean I've been into music my whole life. When I read about these bands that they record an album and then they go on tour. And then while they're on tour, they don't even attempt to write anything. And then they finally get off tour. They go on vacation, whatever. They go away for 3 or 4 months, and then they decide, okay, we got to start writing the new album. To me, as a creative person, I'm like, wouldn't you be writing your whole life? Like, wouldn't something pop in your head while you're on a bus in the middle of America or something? You know what I mean?
It probably did at the beginning, but you just reach that point where it's like,
Where you just turn your brain off when you're touring and you're not, continuing to live and getting creative ideas.
$4 million paintings hanging on your wall. You really don't have to write.
4 girls blowing at a time. Yeah. It's kind of hard to rhyme words.
Yeah.
What rhymes with fantastic?
Well, that's what I was I was really getting into this movie, and I was thinking, well, what happens creatively that all of a sudden, you shut off your brain. Like you said, you're in this really nice mansion looking at $4 or $5 million paintings.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, because you're living this new life, your creativity starts to go away, I guess.
That's true. It happens. We got to watch out for that, Opie.
I was kind of thinking about us watching this movie.
Got to watch out for that.
A little bit. Let's go to Sally in Minnesota.
You get those perks in your apartment like a chair.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
You'll start going, hey, here we go. Now I'm living the life.
You don't have to worry about me, but I did order a dresser. Thank you.
You did?
Thank you. Yes. Breaking news on the Opie and Anthony program.
A dresser?
Where
have you kept your clothes up until now?
On the floor.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Stop
man.
it. Dude, Hold it. I can't even believe this.
Hold on, Sally.
Okay.
Your clothes
have been piled up on the floor.
piled on the floor of your room.
Anthony,
How long have you been there?
3 years.
3 years you haven't had a dresser?
No.
What is wrong with you?
I just I live differently. I don't know what it is.
Differently? That's differently than anybody in this country.
I like being kind of I like having the feeling that I'm like a free spirit, and I don't know.
Free spirit?
I did
like you're squatting?
I finally got like a CD/DVD rack too, because all my CDs and DVDs were just kind of thrown around the living room,
on the floor.
Yeah, I have a.
Aren't you afraid? Now I know. Look, I know you got a nice apartment, very nice area. Ooh. Aren't you afraid that you're going to put your pants or underwear on and like maybe a roach or a rat, a mouse turd or something is going to be in there?
Not really.
No? You don't care?
Nah, not really.
That would freak me out.
I've been wearing the same jeans for 7 days. But I'm not smelly or anything.
All right.
I have good hygiene.
Good hygiene.
I have good hygiene.
How did you... Now, where did you buy this dresser? I'm fascinated.
Just around my neighborhood.
You didn't find it out on the sidewalk?
No. I've been buying nice stuff. It's just been a very slow process. I don't know.
Very slow process. In 3 years.
3 years to get a dresser goes beyond a slow process.
Yeah, that's beyond a slow process.
I understand. I'm getting it together slowly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am stunned that you just kept your clothes on the floor.
I get them cleaned and all, and then I just pile them up nice. That's all.
And then when you need to get dressed, you just like look through the pile. You don't have.
No, I have it kind of organized. Shirts, jeans. Yeah.
In piles?
In piles on the floor.
Yeah.
Do you have a bed?
A really nice bed.
It's a nice bed?
Yeah.
But is it just a mattress on the floor? No. It actually has a headboard?
No. Are you insane?
You don't have a headboard type bedroom set?
I have the mattress and the box spring and the little.
You have a metal frame.
Yeah.
That the mattress and box spring sits on, and that's it.
That's it.
You have no headboard?
It's not important to me.
No night tables?
No.
Where you take your change and put it out and your watch and put it... This is stuff human beings do.
Yes.
But it doesn't bother me.
Where's your alarm clock? I know you say you don't need it and don't use it, but where is it?
No, I do need it because of the new hour. It's on the floor.
It's on the floor.
Yeah.
How high up is your bed? Because I know my bed is pretty high up.
It's really high because I got the extra mat, the extra whatever pad
Can you
and
see
stuff.
the clock from your bed?
No. Of course not.
You're living like a homeless guy, shacked up.
I know, it's cool in a way. It has that college feel to it.
College feel.
But really nice stuff.
Bag of marshmallows in the room just in case you really want that college feel.
But a really nice stuff, though. I got a really nice,
nice stuff? What
TV
stuff?
And sound system.
You need stuff to have nice stuff.
I have stuff. I got couches, a leather chair. I got some nice things.
I would think.
I bought a $500 piece of art, so I'm starting.
How?
Not art, though.
Art smart. How about a bed?
It's just, I have a bed.
But you
a really nice bed.
Having a mattress on that stock metal frame that you get
with
from the mattress company. I understand with the box spring.
Oh, you want to just decorate it up nice.
No, it serves a purpose, a headboard. It has like drawers and stuff in it. And little sliding compartments.
I can't be bothered with that.
I don't have that either.
No?
I have a frame. I have like a metal frame around it, like a metal headboard in a way.
Oh, that's nice.
But
I've seen those.
Like that, yeah.
My headboard has like cabinets on the sides of it. So let's say I have some Joey Buttafuoco pants for walking around the house in, and some T-shirts in there. You get out of bed, it's right there. You open up the little drawer there. I could keep my DVDs that I like watching in the bedroom over there on the side. How do you live with just a mattress box spring on a metal frame?
I don't have a TV in my bedroom.
You have no TV in your bedroom?
No, because I want to...
Do you, Jimmy?
No, but it's simply because I'm such a bad sleeper that they said only sleep in your bedroom and it'll make it a little easier for you.
Yeah, some people. I'm not going to bash you for that. Some people just don't like having TV.
No, I don't like having... Nah, it would be cool at times, but no.
I don't really have room anyway in my room.
I'm just... A dresser. You finally got a dresser.
Yeah, it comes Friday.
It's going
to be a little weird, yeah.
Where'd you get it?
At a place around my hood.
Oh, just like a furniture store around your neighborhood?
It's a nice dresser. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
All right. 3 years.
Really? That's nothing. If you
I can only imagine.
Keep prying, dude. You'll find all sorts of crazy stuff.
I can only imagine. The kitchen probably never gets used, right?
No, I use it.
You do?
Yeah.
For what?
And it's stocked with food finally, and yeah.
Would the mouse leave a list of what it wanted?
The mouse,
cheese, more cheese.
The mouse hasn't been back.
Oh no,
since I tied it up in the 3 or 4 plastic bags and
threw it away.
Threw it in the trash.
Good job.
Finally got rid of the mouse.
But you have
and the place is
food
and the place is really clean.
No, there's no reflection on the cleanliness of the place.
It's really clean.
It sounds barren.
I got the Polish maid to help me out, so she comes in and cleans, and she piles my clothes all nice on the floor after she cleans the floor.
Wow.
I know. She looks at me like, what is wrong with you? But I don't know.
The mouse probably didn't even know anyone lived there. That's why he showed up. He saw no furniture. He's like, an empty apartment.
But it's empty, and someone had the heat on.
No, it's funny, and you guys will abuse me for it. I'm prepared for it, but when the Polish maid first started coming over to my place and saw what I had and stuff, I could tell on her face, she's like, oh, great.
What?
This isn't going to be, fruitful.
Oh, not much to do.
No
furniture to move when you sweep.
Not even that. Just like, oh, this guy doesn't have much, so he's not going to really take care of me,
Yeah.
But I really take care of my maid big time. She leaves with a nice big smile, So I take care of her, but she doesn't have much to do.
Well.
Nah, she's a pig.
I know. Well, she's a Polak. What do you give her? Borscht? Here you go. Take this. Eat this, stupid.
Throw some poker chips at her and tell her to get the hell out.
The only conversation we had was finally, because she's there for like 4 hours, and I can't be there because it's just a weird thing going back to, I don't know, childhood or something. I'm embarrassed someone else is cleaning up after me, but I can't do it. I don't know, dude. But I just can't keep the place clean, so I finally had to go down this road, right? So we finally had a conversation. She barely speaks English, but she's bored when she has to stay there for 4 straight hours. So we had this weird conversation where she was trying to tell me that she wants to listen to rock and roll while she cleans.
Oh, really?
So, that music choice or whatever it's called on the cable, she loves the rock channels big time.
Primitive.
Not only can I be there when they clean, I have to be so they don't steal. Yeah. I have a little Chinese man that does it, and he used to come in with his wife, and they're in their 80s.
Little Chinese guy comes over?
He's fantastic, but I like to point out things that aren't done properly.
You are that guy.
I'm a gentleman. Like I don't know what his name is. He's been cleaning for 3 years, but I'll do something like this.
Oh my God! You do not slap your hands together.
And he comes in, and I point. And I go, ugh! And he cleans.
You point and grunt.
Yeah, I kind of like put the backhand slap motion, and the little.
Are you? Well, you're kidding to a point, but
the little fella goes running.
Little yellow fella cleans up.
The weird thing is, I'm so thankful that I don't even. Sometimes I see something that should get done better. I have no way would I even confront her.
But you're feeling guilty, dude. You feel guilty because you're doing well, because you know what it's like to not have money, and you don't want to be elitist. But you're not elitist. You're a nice guy. You're helping her. You're employing her. You're not being a scumbag.
Oh, I know. I don't. When she first started coming over, I was like running around helping her out.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
That is really ridiculous.
I know. It's weird.
Is it a wood dresser?
Yeah.
It's nice wood?
Dude, when I do buy stuff, I don't buy cheap stuff.
Yeah.
The problem is buying the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I spent like I don't know what I just said, but about $600 on a really nice photograph.
Yeah.
That takes up half my wall and stuff, you know. So when I do finally buy stuff, I don't go cheap, no.
Can you stack clothes on it? You're painting.
It's a picture/table.
Wow. Well, all right. I have to get a can of Pledge now for the wood. Oh, well, the maid does that.
No, she does
Housekeeper.
that. And then she tells me what I need, you know. She'll point at stuff like more.
Now it's more work for her.
More this, more that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats on your dresser.
Thank you.
That's a big move. 3 years.
Thank you.
You just kind of walk into these situations and you don't want to lay down roots. Is that it?
You know, you're kind of right, I guess. You got to remember, my whole life I just moved from here to here to there. Dude, I could sit here maybe during the commercial break. I think I've lived in over 20 places since I was 18. Yeah. Easily.
I could probably relate.
Easily. 20 places. Mm-hmm. So you're probably right. I'm not used to, you know, putting down roots. And then when there was time to move to go do another radio job or whatever, you know, it was just easier to not have a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when we moved to Boston?
I certainly do. I came over with the U-Haul.
Yeah, we decided we were going to share a U-Haul because neither one of us were making a lot of money, and they weren't giving us a lot of money to move. So, we'll pay for a U-Haul. Gee, thanks. So Anthony comes over with the U-Haul, and in all fairness, Anthony goes, how much stuff you got? I go, I don't really have that much.
He goes, just leave a couple of feet at the back of the truck.
Right.
I'm like, okay, and I left like 2 feet at the back of the truck.
So he pulls up to my Northport place, which was just a shithole.
I had to take duct tape couch with me, so of course, you know, that took up room.
Right.
I take my dresser with the laminate wood peeling off the top.
So he pulls up.
What an animal.
He pulls up. He pulls up. He opens up the back door of the U-Haul, and there was no room. I mean, you're exaggerating. Maybe you gave me 4 feet, maybe.
It was really nothing.
And what did you see when you pulled up, if you remember?
I saw a lot of junk out on the street by the garbage.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
I think right when I pulled up, you were swinging your VCR by the cord from the front door and tossed it onto the curb.
Yeah, it was like Animal House. My brother was over, I remember, and we were just smashing my stuff.
Yeah.
Just smashing it in front of the house.
Yeah, you really had nothing.
And it was just in a big pile because it was all junk.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get attached to it like that? Like you can just get rid of crap like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This stuff was just junk.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved up to Boston with pretty much nothing. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't move any furniture.
Trying to think of your place there in Boston. I'm thinking if it was furnished.
No, it was.
It was, right.
Yeah, I ended up buying stuff.
Look at Ben. Oh, in Wellesley.
Actually, to defend him, though, your bed, his bedroom, the bed doesn't look that bad.
Jesus Christ, Ben. Like, what the fuck?
Hey. No.
Give me a roofie or something? All of a sudden he's like, well, to defend him, his bed.
No.
What?
But now you're talking about
what?
Yeah. No, but as far as without the surroundings of it,
do you have
it doesn't look that.
Do you have a bedspread type thing?
No, just a really nice comforter.
Oh, a comforter. But is it a decorative comforter or?
No, it's white.
It's just white?
Yeah.
You don't have... Do you have... what kind of sheets do you have for this bed?
Flannel right now.
A flannel sheet?
Yeah. No,
It's very nice,
I'm telling you,
very
man, when I do buy stuff, I do buy really nice stuff. The problem is actually going out and getting the
Actually
crap.
going and getting
Yeah.
it.
No, I don't. I don't buy cheap stuff. No.
Pillow shams?
What the hell is that?
Those are those fluffy things that go on your pillow.
This is where this is where the audience figures out who's living with a woman.
Pillow shams?
What the fuck is a
duvet?
sham?
Do you have a duvet?
I do.
I know Jimmy's got one. I never heard of a duvet before Jimmy brought it up.
Oh, the
he was
trannies love
shopping
it.
for a duvet.
Oh, Daddy, I love it.
Daddy.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, Daddy, nice duvet.
Yeah, well.
Something to wipe their manly cock on when they're done with you.
The girls love it when they come over, little rocks and stuff. They love that type of stuff.
Of course they do. Jimmy's is set up like a nice, Manhattan kind of apartment.
All right, well,
This is like a vacant cave. Some clothes on the floor. That's great. I'm happy to hear about your dresser.
If you would have come over in the last 3 years, you would have seen this for yourself.
That apartment holds nothing but bad memories for me. I'm sorry.
Wow, the last time you were in my
like
place...
the only time I was there was when we got fired.
This is what's so funny. Like, people just assume we just hang out all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't been to Anthony's new place on Long Island. Want to?
You were there once.
No, I wasn't.
When I first moved there.
No.
Think you stopped by? No?
Wow. No.
Did you stop by?
No.
Let me think.
No.
Another blonde boy.
Jesus.
Could have been. I can't think. I thought you would stop by one day.
Are you cheating on me with another radio DJ?
Oh, well, no.
Did you just put your foot in your mouth?
No.
What radio station does he work for?
I could have sworn you were.
Is he one of those morning zoo guys?
I found this under your bed. What is this? Found wacky accoutrements.
No, I haven't been to your new place.
Oh, I could have sworn you were there.
The last time you were at my place, and it's so funny because now they'll speculate, well, this proves that they don't like each other. Shut up.
Yes.
We get along just fine.
Yes.
The last time you were at my place was when we got fired, right?
Yeah.
So that's 2.5 years ago? Give or take?
Wow. Yeah.
2.5 years ago you were at my place.
Yeah. And all I could think of is standing in that vacant living room looking at that big screen TV with all the news people goofing on us and saying how we're done and finished in the business. And it's a very depressing memory.
Yeah.
And that's like, I remember sitting out in your backyard area.
Well, I got
at
outdoor
the table.
space, which is
Yeah.
unheard of in Manhattan.
Sitting at the table
So, I mean, you
and
gotta-
having to call like my mother and say that I'm fired, and it was just awful.
You gotta, you know.
Telling her, like, no, Mom, everything's fine. Don't worry. We're going to be fine. Everything's okay. And absolutely not believing it myself. Got to, like, pump out that bull crap into the phone.
Yeah, I wrote about that day, and one of the things I wrote was the last thing we said to each other. By the way, you got to tell people, I do have a nice place. I don't, you know. When
Yeah,
I do
that place
buy,
is very nice.
I'm just renting, but
If
I
the
mean,
right person was in there, it would be a great apartment.
I know. I was
Be all
thinking,
nice and decorated and looking very Manhattan-like and everything.
I was thinking of getting someone in there to maybe do that for me because
Mhm.
I can't figure that stuff out. But
all your place needs is white sheets thrown over the furniture. It's pretty much it. Looks like one of those abandoned houses.
No, it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely better.
I'm going to have to check it
You're a
out.
decorator, man.
Well, that would be nice. Come up and maybe say hi.
Come over. I so look forward
If
to
you didn't
leaving
turn into-
the island of Manhattan once we're done with the show that I find it hard to just...
Somewhere along the line, you turned into Howard Hughes.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah.
I just like...
You got
I
your
like
own,
being in the suburbs.
You got your own problems.
I like the
I know I got
suburbs.
problems, but you got your own
I
problems.
like the suburbs. I don't like boogers on my couch.
At this point, you pretty much hate people.
But not at this point. I've always had a deep hatred for human beings. But, you know, I could deal with them.
But
It's not like I lock myself in the house.
Getting back to the apartment, though, so I remember watching all the newscasts and stuff with you, and Bob was on the phone, and he was trying to hook up a fax machine in my place. I'm like, what? Good luck. Good luck.
Please.
I don't even know how you do that.
Hope you had a dial phone at that point.
No, stop. And I remember it was time for you to leave. I wrote about all this, and I go to you, all right, well, we did it again. And hey, we'll get through this just like the last one.
We're going to get through this.
Don't you worry, Anthony. And we looked at each other like going, this isn't like the last time.
Good one.
This stinks. And this is going to be a long, long haul. A long haul. And sure enough, 2.5 years later,
Yeah.
well, a little over 2 years later, we get to do radio again.
So you got to move.
Huh?
So now you got to move. I can't go back there.
Well, there's actually a lot of bad memories in that place now, so I'm thinking that
Yeah.
too. I'm thinking it's time to maybe, God forbid, buy something.
Oh. Yeah, I've been thinking that too.
All right.
That's
Speaking
why
of
I
which,
what?
I know Jimmy's the one that buys. Isn't that a kick in the ass? We sit here for years and years and years doing our gig. Jimmy comes on board for not really that long, relatively speaking, as far as with us doing the show. And he's a homeowner. He's the one buying.
I had to. I just wanted to not pay rent anymore.
Well, yeah. We do too.
Yeah.
But for some reason, why the hell haven't we done that?
See, that's where you and I are. You and I are similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You just have someone helping you out these days.
Pretty big commitment.
Because you don't like taking care of the basic crap either.
No.
I mean, I go a little more extreme, obviously, not getting. But you didn't buy your own dresser.
Let me think. Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
I went down and bought my own dresser. Yeah. And
no one had to tell
furniture.
you. You actually woke up one day and went, I think I'm going to go out and get a dresser today.
Yeah, because, after the divorce, I didn't have a dresser. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have anything. And silly me, I think if I'm going to get a bed and a bedroom set, I should get a dresser to put my clothes in, instead of leaving it on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Silly. Call me silly. But I figured I needed a dresser. So, yeah, went out and got that. Got, table and dining room table thing and the couch that's now gone.
I guess the point of this babble,
yeah,
we're far from becoming the modern day Metallica.
Yeah, don't you worry about it, kids. We're pretty far away from offing the $5 million painting.
We're pretty far away from getting picked up in a stretch Escalade,
black
limo.
Escalade, limo, with
and then
the
making
driver.
Believe we could relate to the common man.
Taking the Howicopter out to the Hamptons.
We're far from that, obviously.
Hope someday to achieve that level of pompousness.
At least we'll acknowledge it when it happens. That's the difference. If it does happen, we are attempting the biggest comeback in radio history.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, I brought in the ABC news clip when we did get fired.
Ooh.
Ties into what we were just talking about, basically, with us looking at everyone talk about us on TV.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about, Dan Rather stepping down and all that, and how everyone killed us when we got fired.
Yes.
Except for Peter Jennings.
Peter Jennings was the nice guy?
I kind of defended Peter Jennings because they had an open mind at ABC when we got fired.
Really?
And then I didn't have the tape. I couldn't give you the example, but we finally found it. Eric found it for us.
Did you listen to it?
I haven't heard it in a while.
Because I'm trying to think maybe you're remembering different, and he's actually bashes it.
No, I remember it was a fair piece. I remember when it was done.
Well, he had experts on there that basically said that I think that society needs people like you and I, Anthony, to push the boundaries.
Of course we do. Of course we're there to push the boundaries. Society needs us, damn it.
Sure.
Do you know how awful it was, by the way? We had come out of Starbucks. It was very rare that all three of us would actually go for a walk after the show, if that never happened.
Yeah.
And I'm walking
No, that's because we knew. And we were all staying together that day.
We were walking to
because we got to. I just want to stop because I know where you're going. I just want to set it up quickly. The reason why we were all together. We went to work that day, the famous day that they finally let us go. They never fired us, just held us to this stupid contract.
Canceled the show.
They basically attempted to, destroy our radio careers, and they did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie to you. They did a pretty good job with it. But we were in our office that day, and we were starting to get a really bad vibe. And we were sitting around waiting, hoping that someone was going to say something that would have, put our minds at ease.
Yep.
And then we realized, wow, we got to get out of here. We weren't working that day again, obviously. And that's when we started wandering around the city together, which we never do. You're right.
Walking towards your place, and we went into a Starbucks, and I came out, and I'm just standing there with you two, and your phone rings, and it's Bob, and you're like, you're talking, you're like, uh-oh. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I just moved into New York. And you looked at Anthony, you go, all right, they're canceling the show. And
yeah,
it was just the worst.
It's over, Johnny.
I almost threw up.
Yeah,
I almost threw up. I had a 2-year lease. I was just moved into my apartment, and they canceled the show.
God.
Do you understand how I hated God? Do Do you understand how I curse God? I know people out there with cancer tell me to go fuck myself, and you're right.
I was in the shower cursing God. Why? Why, God? A stupid dog.
Paul Mercurio just backed over my lease.
A dumb little show fact that'll make the Howard Stern fans very happy today. But we'll just throw it out there.
Yeah.
We found out that we got fired or canceled, what have you, in front of where Howard lives. It was a coincidence.
Oh, right, yeah.
A coincidence. The Starbucks right there. That's where we got the call.
I was so embarrassed, too, because I remember, like, you guys were walking by, and there I was. And you're like, what are you doing here? I just had my resume out, and I'm like, oh, nothing.
Then we took the long walk to my place, and then, watched the whole world pretty much trash us. Except for ABC. Well, let's listen to this real fast.
Listen.
So, finally this evening from us, bread and circuses. There have always been complaints about entertainment pushing the limits of taste, including the outrageous ways that Romans, the emperors that is, entertained the masses. Entertainers continue to outrage the public. Yesterday, 2 so-called radio shock jocks were fired for orchestrating an obscene stunt in New York's most famous Catholic cathedral. And again, we're asking, when do you cross the line? Here's ABC's Dan Harris.
It's going to be an exciting Opie and Anthony show today.
You know how weird that is to hear part of our radio show on a national news broadcast?
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
You know how surreal that is?
Depressing is another.
Show today.
When radio personalities Opie and Anthony got this couple to have sex, either real or simulated, in New York's St. Patrick's Cathedral.
We're in St. Pat, and the security guy is coming up to us right now. All right. Hey, come on, let them go. They're okay there.
They were doing what they were paid to do. Shock.
It's the kind of stuff, the sensational stuff that people enjoy. Yeah, I get off knowing people are looking at their radios in their cars and going, Did I just hear that?
The church sex stunt stands out even in today's media marketplace, which many Americans consider a cacophony of crassness.
Uh-oh.
That's our...
Big word alert.
Wasn't that the promos we used to use? We're a cacophony of... Shut up. Cacophony.
Does that mean to cacophonate?
Cacophonate. I like mine decacophinated. Cacophony. That is like an 1800s word. What the hell are you pulling that out for?
Who the hell?
That's right.
How many people knew what that word meant?
When
this aired.
It is an 1800s word.
Tell that cacophony I'd like some dinner. You are a cacophony lover.
Cacophony.
Crassness.
Whoa, Brandy. Hubba.
Ooh, get me hot.
William Donahue, president of the Catholic League, led the charge to get Opie and Anthony off the air.
You know, there are some people in our society, I guess they get their jollies by saying, let's keep pushing the envelope.
Asshole!
You know what?
Asshole!
Our society needs borders. It needs parameters.
On the other hand, Jeffrey Brown, professor of pop culture at Bowling Green State University, says it is healthy to push the envelope.
It's not the end of Western civilization as we know it. Things are always shifting. Yesterday's taboo is today's norm. But those boundaries have to be tested every now and then to be reestablished and to be moved.
Yeah. He points out that in the late 1960s, when Star Trek's Captain Kirk kissed Lieutenant Uhura, it caused a stir. Today, interracial romance is widely accepted. But the things we hear and see in the media now go quite a bit further.
Gorgeous breasts. I can't take my eyes off your body.
How you?
The debate today is whether the firing of Opie and Anthony will mark some sort of turning point.
Maybe some people in our society who are at the top have realized that even when there are bucks to be made, there's a price to be paid in terms of the cultural degradation that we do not want to be associated with anymore.
Asshole!
Maybe, but these shock jocks have been fired before after falsely reporting that the mayor of Boston was dead. After all the attention they're getting now, including a rally in their support this afternoon, industry insiders say Opie and Anthony should have no problem finding a new job once again. Dan Harris, ABC News.
Well, the guy was right. We had no problem finding a job. It just took
2 years later.
Well, no, we had the job ready to go. We had people ready to hire us immediately, but, Infinity held us to the stupid contract. So the guy was right.
At least we got a job quicker than you got a dresser.
So that was a
cacophony of bullshit.
That was a kind of a positive report.
Was it?
Open-minded report.
Dude, back when that was happening, you were looking for anything to feel good about. Like, oh, okay, like anything that would like look like it was going to change the tide.
Oh, I know. Yeah, when he said they shouldn't have a problem finding another job, I'm like, yeah, we shouldn't. He said it on the news. It's got to be true.
It was true. Infinity knew that. That's why they held us to our contract.
Yeah.
They were so paranoid that we were going to go across the street and compete directly with Howard on commercial radio.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they sat us for over 2 years.
2 years.
And paid us a lot of money.
I like
just
that
to keep
one
us
guy.
out of Howard's hair.
What was that one guy saying about, you got to have somebody out there to push the envelope because things change, ideas change over time. What was taboo at one time isn't taboo. Who would think, in the climate now that sex in a church would have been a bad thing? Because it's so acceptable now in this day and age because things have changed so much over the past 2 years. What the hell was he babbling about?
Yeah.
Like we'd ever fall into the category of, well, that was taboo then, but now it's just completely acceptable. I don't think so.
Language-wise, though, look what you can say on the air now that you couldn't say back then.
What?
Because it's satellite.
Well, you can say fuck.
Yeah, satellite.
Let's not abuse it, though.
That's true.
Let's all calm down.
That's easy.
Less cursing?
Language. It's still my home.
All right, let's take a break.
All right.
Remember King and Barber?
Of course.
They did some songs for us in L.A. They're Tykes friends.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny, but we didn't have a good sound system set up, and it was a little messy. Well, they sent a CD of their stuff.
I hate these guys.
Do you really?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who they are.
It's good for a quick goof.
I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do.
Tell them you don't want to play their music. They'll understand, believe me.
Here's King and Barber, a song called Apple Trees.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got no apple trees on my ranch, but I've got a great big dick. 2 apples hanging from a great big branch, took 'em by my great big dick. My dick's so big it's got its own dick, and my dick stick's bigger than yours. Great big goddamn hammerhead effector so big you gotta sleep outdoors. I can't buy you diamonds with my paycheck, but I've got a great big dick. I'll give you a pearl necklace to wear around your neck, yeah, just like my great big dick. My dick's so big I go into the kitchen, make us cocktails every night. Nearly 3 feet of sweet man meat can really treat a lady right, that's right. I don't write poetry for 100 times space, but I've got a great big dick. And I can sit across the room and still come on your face because I got a great big dick. My dick's so big that when I was born, I thought I was a Siamese twin. Now I took my cock down into my sock below the middle of my shin. Yeah, I like to suck my prick and jizz on my face, 'cause I think it really helps my skin. Got no apple trees on my ranch, but I've got a great big dick. 2 apples hanging from a great big branch, took 'em on my great big dick. I'm talking about my great big dick, because I got a little
I just love a drive in the country, laughing with Opie and Anthony. That plane is flying awfully low, don't you think, Ramon? Ramon, call 911.
Opie and Anthony, XM202.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double time.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Get that wow in your car and get ready for the wow season. It's coming. It's coming.
Wow.
I have a feeling when we broadcast tomorrow, we might see a few wows, Anthony. Just a few. Just a few just to get it all going. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be in the area, we're broadcasting live tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the East Coast at the Hard Rock Cafe here in New York City. That's right over there.
And then in April, when we officially kick off WOW, will we start playing the WOW songs and the little WOW things we used to do?
Yeah, we'll have.
Remember that in the olden days?
We'll definitely have some fun with it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. All right.
Way back when.
And we're gonna have ladies start coming down to the station in the month of April when we get back from vacation to I guess we're gonna have to extend it more than just the month of April because we come back the 11th or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess we played a Paisano spot there.
We did?
It says, nice, you'll love Paisano Classic. Good to hear Joey's spots again.
Very cool.
Did you guys still do your commercial reads separately, or were you actually in the same room at the same time during these? No, we did the Paisano one separate. I had to leave. So I ran in and read it.
See, it's happening.
And then
like
you
Metallica.
ran in and read it. Why? I didn't even hear it. Can you play it?
Yeah, I have no idea what Anthony
Joey
said.
Another one?
Yeah, Joey, let me tell you something about Joey. Joey is a really good friend of the show, a very good friend of mine personally now.
He was one of the first guys to come aboard the Opie and Anthony show back at NEW.
Yes, and we all hit it off very nicely. He has this great restaurant in Little Italy on Mulberry Street. If you find yourself coming to New York City, go down there. The food's great.
Yep.
He's awesome, and I think he's doing the whole, you ask for a glass of wine, and you say that we sent you, and he'll give you a glass of wine, I believe, right? But let me tell you something about Joey. When we got fired, because we're on this theme of going back a little bit here, I guess, for now, and then we'll move on, obviously. We got fired, and what happened was the company started calling all our sponsors, going, look, they got fired, but we'll get through this. We'll give you a little deal, because they were scared that they were going to just bleed money, right? Joey pretty much said, if I hear my commercial during when their show used to be on, I will sue you guys.
Oh, nice.
He went hardcore. Said, I absolutely don't want anything to do with you guys.
Are you saying Joey went to the mattresses?
Without a doubt. That's
nice.
That's what I want to say right now. I mean, he pulled all his spots. He didn't care if it was going to affect his business.
Mm-hmm.
He was advertising on our show to help his business.
Yeah.
But that didn't matter to him when we got fired because we all became friends. He's like, you pull my spots immediately. I don't want anything to do with you guys.
That's the type of loyalty certain people of Italian descent have in certain situations. Very loyal. Loyalty is a very important thing.
Well, we found out through this whole thing who our friends are.
Uh-huh.
And who were just posers, basically.
Someday, and that day may never come, you may be asked to give Joey a little favor in return for that. That day may never come.
You think? You don't think I'm returning the favor right now with this free spot?
Are you ready to do your service?
But all I'm saying is he showed unbelievable loyalty.
Yeah.
Showed that he's a true friend. And he made sure no spots ran, even if it was going to hurt his business. And then he had a tough time after that because then, he couldn't really find the right outlet for his spots and stuff, So he just kind of sat and waited for the most part.
Yes.
Until we came back. And now he's advertising on a national radio show.
Yeah.
So some dude in L.A. is going, why am I listening to a spot for Paisano? I'll never be there.
But it's New York City, and it's Little Italy, so there are plenty of people around the country that if they ever do come to New York, now they know where to go.
Right.
Look at that.
But I just want to acknowledge finally what Joey did for us. I mean, he was like, nope, I'm with you guys to the end. Screw them.
Right.
Pull my effing spots. I don't want to hear them on your stupid station. So, and then other guys, you think they're your friends, and they just, whatever. Not that I lost, I lost sleep over it, but... guys like Jay Moore and stuff, please.
I hear he's calling today?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Go call Jim Rome. We'll be fine without Jay Moore on our radio show. God.
Let me hear the Paisano.
And others. All right, yeah, so we record our parts separately, Anthony.
It's very exciting because we don't have many commercials, so I'm actually... I want to hear what a commercial sounds like on our show now.
All right, Derek, stop it when we want you to, okay? Go ahead.
You'll love Paisano, hey, it's my kind of restaurant. Come try Paisano for that real
Italian taste you want. Your table's waiting, so stay a while. Come taste the good life Italian style.
Hey, like the song says, you'll love Paisano. A great restaurant right in the heart of Little Italy.
Huge portions. Joey feeds us all the time.
It's a classic candlelit restaurant, perfect for a late-night date or that romantic meal.
Every single pasta on the menu is now under $10.
At Paisano, mention XM Radio for a free glass of wine.
Authentic Italian cuisine made from original, old-world Italian recipes and the fun and romance of Italy in a friendly restaurant.
Open weekends till 2 a.m. Paisano on Mulberry Street, right there in the heart of Little Italy, between Grand and Hester.
Call 212-965-1188. That's 965-1188.
Paisano of Mulberry Street.
Joey, welcome back to the program, brother.
I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, what greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork.
Wow, that was awful.
That was the most awful commercial I've ever heard.
We did our parts separately, and then they threw it together like we're in the same room.
But it didn't sound like it. It was like butchered together.
Yeah, they were chopping the end of the sentences off and everything.
Franken commercial.
That was really...
Franken commercial. Paisano! What an awful spot.
And I do believe I said, welcome back, you fuck.
You do a great disservice.
And I told him to leave the cursing in there.
That was awful.
Yeah,
the end of the words are cut off. Your level's different than mine.
We'll have to redo it for Joey.
What a horrible... It's our pal Joey. We're talking about how happy we are to have him back on board. And we give him that piece of shit commercial? Oh, doesn't even sound natural. Sounds like we were forced to read it at gunpoint. That's horrible. We got to redo that.
Yeah, we'll redo that for you, Joey. Eventually. You know how we are, though.
Eventually.
We'll get to that.
And a man in my position can't afford to be made to look ridiculous.
That's right.
Anthony, I got something for you today.
Yeah.
Listen to this little thing.
Yes.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
Gotta love the listeners.
Ooh.
They participate in this show.
I never thought Anthony rhymed with Socrates. Ever.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
We get so much show prep from our listeners. It is like a people's radio show at this point.
It's worse than the Paisano commercial.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
It's like he's drooling in the middle of it. He goes, here comes...
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
Who is this spit-sucking mutant? Who made that?
P. Niggity, I guess.
P. Niggity?
P. Niggity.
He's done some better stuff than that.
Wait, there's 6 versions of this thing.
Oh, great.
Are they all the same? Maybe we picked the wrong one out, Eric.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
I love when they have to put the accent on the wrong syllable, too. Socrates.
Just to make it rhyme, you mean?
Yeah.
Why? It works.
That's awful.
What are the answers? Where can they be? Let's just ask Professor Anthony.
Professor? I have a professor on my penis.
He shops on Melrose like Liberace.
It's Rodeo.
What's your question for Professor Anthony?
Never even went down Melrose, you jerk off.
Who's
Liberace? This guy's really annoying me.
Who's Liberace?
Liberace.
Can you hear that verse again?
All right, hold on.
Please.
Yeah, listen to that one.
He shops on Melrose like Liberace. What's your question for Professor Anthony?
That would be really tough unless you, I don't know, dig them up and prop them up.
This is horrible.
I like the first one, though.
I hate it.
My old saliva mouth is having fun.
Dropout, but a true
Wow, they take a shot at you
high
here.
School dropout.
He's a high school dropout, but a true prodigy. Don't fear Professor Anthony.
Professor.
You are a true prodigy, though.
True prodigy.
He knows a little about lots of things. Used to have a fro, Professor Anthony.
What?
Used to have a what?
A fro?
Oh, used to have a fro.
Yeah, but it doesn't rhyme with... Now he stopped even trying to rhyme.
When your elevator hits terminal velocity, it's too late to call Professor Anthony.
That's funny. I'll give him that one.
Yeah. I think we'll go with the first one.
Creepy. Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
That's the one we're going to use. And it'll get stuck in everyone's head, too. So that's the one we'll use.
Maybe I'll talk about why the body produces saliva. Ugh. It's awful.
Well,
I want to hear him say, and he's dodging me.
Anthony, we played that there.
Sold them Girl Scout cookies.
We played that there because Stalker Patty got involved with science.
Well, it seems on the on Whackbag, the unofficial message board.
Wait, can I go to the phone?
Of course you
I'm a little
can.
distracted here because Sally makes a very good point.
We didn't even comment on this.
Sally.
Yes.
What's up?
Who has a xylophone anymore? That's what he was playing, wasn't it?
That's a xylophone.
Yeah.
Just sitting there plunking on it with one of those little balls on the head of a stick.
Do you
and
think?
singing it.
Do you think he actually had a xylophone, or he pulled that off the net?
Yeah.
And just decided to make the tune to whatever tune that he had on the internet.
It'd be really creepy if he had those things you play the xylophone
Yeah.
with. They're not really drumsticks. They have that big ball on the end.
Yeah, and with a marimba shirt on like Desi Arnaz, you know?
With the frilly sleeves.
Hey, good observation. Thanks,
What a
Sally.
freak. Sure.
All right. See, we're nice to women on this show. Don't be scared of us, ladies.
Yeah, because she wasn't in front of you to call
All
her
right.
a pig.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
He is not, absolutely not playing the xylophone. Here he is again. I love the xylophone. That's a xylophone played very well. Got the brrrr.
Yeah, you gotta have loose wrist to play like that.
Of course. Limp wrist, would you say?
A loose
Was Mike
limp.
Brady playing?
Those were his ribs when he was coughing.
A little pee that Alice made for him, ricocheting off his ribs, making that sound.
Can you make sure Jim and Jessica don't go anywhere?
There you go. Apparently, Whackbag had a discussion about our little physics lesson that went on in here the other day, about an elevator dropping and what would happen to various objects or people inside that elevator if it was just free-falling. Would the object float around inside of it? Would it stay on the floor? Is it weightless? Does it have weight? Would it hit the roof of the elevator if it was just free-falling, or if it was pulled down under some type of power? We had this whole discussion on that for some reason. Well, Whackbag took it upon themselves to get together and have a little debate about this little physics lesson. And who got involved? Stalker Patty, whose name on the board, of course, trying to be incognito and not be recognized or get any attention. Her name is Stalker Patty. Here she goes.
This is in her words.
In her words. I'm not scientifically minded, but I like to experiment with concepts. I took some objects and dropped them and discovered that a heavier object, a book, fell and hit the floor at the same moment as a lighter object, a Beanie Baby. So, picture, if you will, Stalker Patty is in her little hovel apartment.
Playing Mr. Scientist.
She's now, doing ancient experimentation
right.
in her apartment. Who was that? Galileo? Did Galileo do that?
Sir Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton did.
Jesus, they got to change the theme song to Opie knows a little something.
No, I know,
about
but I
something.
believe Galileo did the experiment off the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh no!
Where he dropped two objects.
Is Anthony right again?
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor
Stalker
Anthony.
Anthony, I want to openly apologize.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I question your knowledge.
Galileo
By the way, if
was
Stalker
quite a
Patty's
guy.
listening, please call the show.
You know who I'd like to talk to even more than her is the idiot, the poor guy who lives underneath her, who has to hear this fucking dumbbell dropping books and Beanie Babies on the floor all afternoon. Shut up! Head-bodied retard.
And what? How? Never mind.
She was dropping objects. Yeah. Now, ancient experimentation has taught us that it doesn't matter the weight of the object. gravity, they both react the same to gravity. They
She's
will
doing
both
experiments that
fall
we
at the same rate.
did in 3rd grade.
Yes, we did. But the odd thing is, there was some people on Whackbag. One guy actually posted, and I was laughing at this. He goes, as we all know, a lighter object will accelerate at a slower rate than a heavier object. And I'm reading it, as we all know, what? Even Stalker Patty, through her in-depth analysis of this, came up with a different, what would you call that? Help me out there. Conclusion, thank you.
I was going to go with...
I was going to say contusion.
I was going to go with hypotheses.
No, a hypothesis is different than a conclusion.
Yes. In what way, Anthony?
Well, a hypothesis is just kind of an idea, what you believe is going to happen, a theory.
Mm-hmm.
And a conclusion is indeed a conclusion, sir.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. I get knowledge every day from you. Thank you.
Obviously, I have some competition here because Patty wasn't satisfied with the book Beanie Baby little experiment. I then tried it with a piece of paper and a book and noted this time that the heavier object fell faster. The paper was caught up in its own wind draft and floated to the floor, around 3 or 4 seconds behind the book. So she actually knows that the wind resistance, the air affecting the piece of paper, changed the experiment. Is that the Mr. Wizard song? Yes, it is. Mrs. Wizard. It would be gravity itself that should pull an elevator free-falling down a shaft. It's the only type of shaft she has any knowledge of. And that the person inside would be part of the weight of the elevator. It would fall as one unit. If the person were outside the elevator falling beside it in the shaft, even though both were at different weights, both would hit the ground at the same time. If a feather, almost weightless, were falling next to the elevator, it would be caught in spirals of wind and would not respond as readily to the gravitational pull of the Earth. This is Stalker Patty, mind you.
And she's wrong. Both objects would not hit the ground at the same time unless they were in an airless environment.
Right. You're right.
They don't accelerate at the same rate of speed. Because a feather and a person, it's the same theory.
In a vacuum, it would work. But in the atmosphere, of course, the feather is going to be caught up in the air and not fall at the same rate. That doesn't mean that the whole theory is wrong. The objects do. It doesn't matter. Their weight will fall at the same rate. That's just the way it is.
In a vacuum.
Yeah. Okay. In a vacuum.
And how about not in a vacuum? They won't if they're both solid.
If they're both solid, it depends. If something's as light as a feather and really affected by the wind, then they're not going to fall at the same rate. If you take something like a hammer and an anvil and drop them at the same time, they'll both fall at the same time.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
How about like a brick and a car?
A brick and a
car?
car?
It's like that big of a weight difference.
Fall at the same time.
Oh, they will.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you drop them at the same time, they will both hit the ground at the same time. Yeah. Absolutely.
Even if they're dropped from a height where the weight can really make a difference in the speed pickup?
Doesn't matter how high. Drop them. No. Both hit the ground at the same time. Yeah.
I actually was wrong about that. Right?
It's all about it's all about wind resistance.
That means you can't hold them and try to, then one hits before the other. That's in ideal circumstances where they're exactly the same height, they're released at exactly the same time, and in a vacuum would be the ideal situation. But
what I'm saying is the way wind resistance will stop a feather.
Yeah.
Right. Will that wind resistance also work on a solid object to a lesser degree, like a brick?
Yeah, you know something? It probably would. The bottom of a car would probably catch more air than a brick would, and maybe that would, or the lighter brick. Who knows? But in an ideal situation, in a vacuum, they fall at the same time. That's what the whole thing is based on, not wind resistance. You're talking about gravity, not an atmosphere and air affecting the thing. So.
Okay.
I also tested some of this by putting a smaller object on top of a larger object, placing a wooden block inside of a larger frame and dropping it, and came up with my conclusion. Talk about what I did and learned. Talk about the What Did I Learn feature of the show.
Talk about...
Yeah, there. That's what you're saying. Talk about what did I learn feature of the show here. Please excuse me. I'm not a scientist. Yeah, we were really confusing that. But I had fun today. She's in her apartment experimenting. This lunatic.
I love you.
What is that?
Wow, Eric, that's not the song.
What is that, Eric?
God, that wrecked my whole bit.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I see where you were going. That's it.
We'll let Derek do it, Eric.
Right.
Thank you, Eric. You're not needed
Derek
anymore.
does it.
Right.
Derek does it better.
That's Eric with a D.
Thank you, Derek. Derek knows how to find Thomas Dolby. She blinded me with science.
You bet he does.
A monstrosity in motion with her crusty clown face on.
Which there she is in her apartment doing scientific experiments.
Science! She blinded me with her awful body. Science! So I dropped the book and a Beanie Baby. Next, I'm going to try to extract oil from a peanut in blackface. There she goes. Patty doing little experiments in her house.
And did you notice the last 4 sentences? She has an exclamation point at the end of each one. That really annoys me.
Miss exclamation point. Well, there she goes. I'm glad she has time to do this. Thought she was working all the time, but apparently she has time to go home and do little experiments.
Is she trying to figure out if the Earth revolves around the sun or if all the planets revolve around the Earth?
Oh, how about that? No, the Earth is actually just perched on top of a tortoise's back, and you could fall off the edge if you go too close to the horizon. Patty, I got another experiment for you. Close all your windows, mix bleach and ammonia together, and breathe deeply. Tell me what your conclusion is after that.
Her next experiment, she's gonna leave her apartment and just start walking to
there you go.
To see if the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
And if she'll fall over the edge eventually.
Patty, try to reach the horizon.
Right.
Go ahead, keep walking.
I like to see her do the R. Bud Dwyer experiment, where she yanks a pistol out of a paper bag at a press conference.
Puts it in her mouth and fires.
Yeah, to see what hits the ground, the falling bullet or your brain matter.
All right, Patty.
We got some kooks that listen to this show.
Scientist Patty. They had a whole discussion on that on the message board.
Yeah.
Great.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
Great.
Okay.
Very good.
I guess we got to take another break to catch up a little bit.
Last night I was reading statistics on black and white murders. Murder stats. Just popped it up on the web. You can only imagine where I was before I actually went to that site, that I had to go to that site because I was so curious. It was some Aryan Nation site or something. What's the big one? There's like a real white power site that if you put white power in on... It'll take you right there.
Eatabullet.com.
Yes, it's eatabullet.com. That was
Yes.
it. But I was reading all kinds of stats that blacks commit 50% of the murders in the United States and make up 10% of the population. 50% of the murders. Black on white crime, out of all the murdered white people, 85% of the murders are committed by other white people. So at least 15%. 15% of the murders of white people are done by black people. Black people that are murdered, 94% are murdered by other black people. Only 6% of whitey is actually killing black people.
You just memorize these
We've
stats?
got to get those numbers up, people. we're lagging behind.
You missed that.
Oh, yeah.
It's my job to know a little something about everything.
There you go.
Where did you see these stats? Is that on the Aryan website?
No, this was... No, I wouldn't take their word for it. That's why I went to the FBI site. FBI.org has crime stats all over the country. But it was pretty interesting to go through race, age, sex, and see where these murders... There was actually a murder committed by a 6-year-old. Just one. In 2003. It was like age 1 to 6, 6 to 9, things like that. It was one murder by a 6-year-old. That's some kid. How you doing there, kiddo? Murderer at 6.
Looks like
How do you
someone
do
needed
that?
a little attention. When they
It
were
wasn't
in the crib.
it wasn't like an accidental thing or something, because those are different stats. This was a murder by a 6-year-old. And it was a white kid, little white kid.
Well, this concludes this segment
Yeah.
where you know a little something about everything.
Stormfront.
Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
All right, Anthony, we have another.
Very good, Jeremy from New Jersey. Great. The Hitler sympathetic guy is checking out white power sites. Red flag, anyone? I go to all kinds of sites.
Yeah, that's why you got to listen every day. It all comes together nicely.
What happened? Did Metzger drop a little tear while you were cruising the message board?
Come on.
Anthony, we got another new sponsor.
Oh, we do.
We were talking about Joey from Paisano of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy. We also have an ad for Babe's Autoville.
Oh, they're coming on board?
Yeah.
I love them.
Want to listen to the commercial?
Sure.
Bad credit? No credit? No job? No down payment? Get the f*** out! You want a great selection on a new or used car, truck, or minivan? Get the f*** out! You want friendly service? Service with a smile? Get the f*** out! That's right. Get the f*** out to Babe's Auto Villa, Route 9, Chelsea.
Hey, I'd like a new minivan, but I have Dick for credit.
Get the f*** out!
When I buy a new car, I expect good service.
Get the f*** out! Come to Babe's Auto Villa, Route 9, Chelsea. Hey, did you hear what I said? Get the f*** out!
Wednesday.
Oh my God. B-double-O-B, boom.
There's a lovely young lady showing her breasts. Boob. Boob. Boob.
Naked, chuck 'em.
Girls all over the country flashing their lovely boobs. Guess how many boob sites are there?
Hands? I don't have those.
You are spectacular.
Well, me.
Wednesday.
XM202. The Opie and Anthony Show.
What was that on the instant feedback, Anthony?
What tools? It says, not only do we have to, we have to hear all the New York ads with that effing accent. Ken from Philly, talking about the Babe's Auto Villa commercial that we played, thinking it's a real commercial, first of all. And, by the way, that was a Boston accent. Wasn't a New York accent, you Philly tool.
It's a fake commercial.
And it's a fake commercial.
You were supposed to get a little chuckle out of it. That's it.
It's not real.
Speaking of Boston, you were telling me...
Dick for credit.
You were telling me in the back office there that there's a major problem with the Big Dig there in Boston.
A little trouble. A little trouble.
This isn't like off some stupid... It's not Weekly World News crap, is it?
No, this is the real deal.
It says AP?
It says AP right there next to Boston,
So it's got to be
Massachusetts.
true if it says AP.
It's got to be true.
Everyone knows about the Big Dig. It took, what? I don't know. 2 generations to build.
Oh, my God. 10 years over schedule.
10 years over schedule. Basically trying to...
$14.6 billion, that's with a B, $billion.
Just trying to get all the lanes underground.
Yep. And you ever watch some of the Discovery Channel specials on that?
That I do check out.
Pretty amazing how they did this. It's one of those things where it was supposed to be impossible to do. You can't dig a hole that deep and not just have water pouring into it. And they did it, apparently. Well, they thought they did it, Opie. Because here we go, Boston, Massachusetts. The independent engineering specialist who led an investigation into leaks at the $14.6 billion Big Dig project, says he can no longer vouch for the safety of its tunnels $14.6 billion can no longer vouch for the safety. I am now unable to express an opinion as to the safety of the I-93 portion of the Central Artery, said Jack Lemley. The project, formerly called the Central Artery and Third Harbor Tunnel Project, what's it called now? Buried Interstate 93 underneath downtown Boston and connected the Mass Pike to Logan International Airport. There's a lot of leaks, is what's happening. They have pumps that are supposed to pump the water out of these tunnels, and it's supposed to be X amount of gallons that are pumped out on a daily basis. It's something like 100 times that amount is being pumped out now. The pumps can barely even keep up with the water that is pouring into these tunnels on a daily basis because the walls are leaking. A lot of the fireproofing that they put in, these tunnels are supposed to be fireproof. You look at some of the accidents that have happened in these European tunnels where a truck explodes in the middle and just barbecues everyone inside the tunnel because the heat builds up and the tunnel actually catches fire.
Yeah, they don't need to worry about that, though, with all the leakage.
Just let the water
Right.
in. Let the harbor in.
Sure.
That'll work. But all the fireproofing is coming off the walls, and the walls are just leaching water right through them, and it's flooding the tunnels. They've had to close the tunnels a few times to pump the water out. And now, not just as an inconvenience this water is becoming, but now the engineer is saying he can't vouch for the safety of the tunnel. That's got to be a real confidence booster when you're driving through that thing, that you don't know if it's just going to come down on you and fill up with water at any given moment.
He was an independent, though, right? They hired an independent to
Yeah,
investigate.
they hired, I think an independent has a lot more credibility
Yeah, I
than
agree.
somebody that works. This, and we said it years ago, one of the most corrupt cities ever is Boston, Massachusetts. As far as the police goes, as far as the government officials go, just one of the most corrupt cities out there. They live in a whole nother world. They're not part of the United States. It's like one of those small towns in Atlanta where if you got pulled over and thrown in jail, it didn't matter making phone calls, nothing. You no longer were in the United States of America. You had to deal with the situation you were in there. That's Boston. They have their own government, their own police force, and it has nothing to do with what else is going on in America. Just the most corrupt, the Mass Pike Authority, all those toll takers, the nepotism that goes on there, the graft that goes on there. And this project, $14.6 billion, do you know how much of that money went into pockets of people, of contractors? Ben won't tell you because he's afraid for his life when he goes up there. But I really don't care about Boston. Most of the times they did investigative reports up there during the big dig. A lot of the big machinery guys were drunk off their asses as they're doing this. They'd go to the bar, they'd drink up, they'd come back late, they'd leave early. We heard stories from Psycho Mark that truck drivers were coming in.
He's very credible. He's a credible source.
Yeah, but you know something?
I'm
when it
thinking
comes to
maybe
Boston,
just a couple people were doing this. Not everybody, Anthony. You can't say that everyone was getting hammered.
corrupt.
You can't say everyone was getting hammered at lunchtime.
The entire workforce drunk.
And then driving around in their big rigs.
It's Boston.
Hammered.
Of course they're drunk.
There was probably just a few bad apples, as
You
they
think
say.
a few bad apples?
What does that mean when you're talking and Ben keeps mouthing the words mafia? Ben,
Yeah,
what does that mean?
stop it. Shut up, Ixnay on the unulte.
Jason from California, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Owen? Hey, big fan.
Thanks, Jason.
Listen, I worked in the Big Dig for 4 years, and I was a truck driver down there, a machine operator. And you guys are right on the money. It's kind of scary. Not only were there a lot of guys that were drunk, but some of these guys were running cement mixers and stuff, working, over 100 hours a week, sleeping in their trucks to get the overtime. And it was just unbelievable that, there was the total inadequacies of these people that were doing this work. And I've always felt that it was a disaster waiting to happen. I don't even live there anymore. I won't drive through the thing. I'm out here in California.
Dude, it's got to be tough to tunnel under an existing city. I mean, there's got to be
It's one
problems.
of the biggest public works projects in American history.
Yeah.
In American history. Look at the Hoover Dam. A bigger project than any other public works project in the country. And it's being done in one of the most corrupt states ever,
Anthony,
where money was just flying into people's pockets.
I want to go on record and say, this is Opie speaking, I think they did a fine job.
Oh, you think they did a fine job, do you?
I think they did a great job with the Big Dig.
Perhaps if they paid a little more attention and actually a lot of the money went to where it was supposed to go, perhaps all the walls wouldn't be leaking.
And when I'm in Boston, I enjoy driving through that tunnel.
You
As
do?
do I, Opie.
Yes.
All right.
Jim
On my
Norton
way to a
enjoys
gig.
it. I enjoy it. I think they did a fantastic job.
All right.
The leaks are because
hear it.
And
Ben
if I
walked through
could,
and he herky and jerked into the walls.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, crack.
and if I could, I would pat them all on the back. And go, job well done.
You can pat them on the back. Find a bar. They'll be on numerous bar stools.
Of course, that's Anthony talking once
And
again.
you can just pat them on the back.
Anthony thinks you guys did a horrendous job.
Jason Green from New Hampshire is saying the whole fucking state is corrupt. Let's take the Central Artery down and not improve the traffic situation. Stupid motherfuckers. I didn't say that. I'm saying perhaps they could have done a better job and there wouldn't be all these leaks and you wouldn't have an independent engineer saying he can't vouch for the safety of the tunnel. This isn't a little project that they could go, we didn't notice there'd be some potholes here. Let's fill it up with some tar. This is a huge project. And now an independent engineering specialist says he can't vouch for the safety of it because of all these leaks.
And however, if the walls did cave in and the tunnel fell in, it wouldn't fuck traffic up any more than it already is in Boston.
Than it already is.
It wouldn't make it
True.
worse.
John from New Hampshire. What's up, John?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey.
Hi, Sweet Tits.
Hi, John.
Hi. I just wanted to let you guys know they stopped counting at 300 leaks on that big monstrosity.
300 leaks on the Big Dig, huh?
300 leaks. It looks great. I agree with Opie, but it's just a piece of shit. It's just falling apart.
Is it almost done?
Oh, still years.
What's that?
You're still years away from
it?
it?
They still got years. They're still doing on-ramps and off-ramps and air ventilation systems are being redone. And it's still going to take years. And it's 10 years over schedule. 10 years.
When did they start this?
Oh, how many years ago did they start that? Like the 70s or something?
I was 5.
Ridiculous.
24 years ago?
Exactly. Well, 23. Close enough. Yeah. All right, well, I think they're doing a great job with that.
I work with an attorney who left his practice to become a dump truck driver for the Big Dig. He made twice the amount of money driving a truck as he did as an attorney. The unions will never let the gravy train end.
Okay.
That's another thing they do. The tolls were supposed to be taken off the Mass Pike after it was paid for. It's been paid for how many times over? They will never, ever get rid of those tolls because it's a money pit.
Jersey
they love
too.
it.
Speaking of
bankrupting themselves.
Well, speaking of tolls, they were talking here locally yesterday morning when we were getting ready for the show. They figured out that the average commuter to New York City spends $1,700 on tolls a year. And Anthony and I started doing the math really fast in our heads going, oh, my God, where is all this money?
The streets should be paved with gold. $1,700. You know how many
The
people
average
commute?
person, $1,700 a year.
You know how many people
commuting
commute?
in and out of New York?
A year, 50,000 at least coming in.
At
out of the
least
year.
50,000. I think it's more than that.
Yeah, it could be more than that, Jim.
Why doesn't anyone... Well, I know why they don't look into it, but...
Just more money going places. Who
Can
knows?
you imagine $1,700? The average person.
Should they ever have to raise the tolls? And they just did again. They just raised all the tolls. What does it cost you now to go over the Verrazano Narrows Bridge?
$10.
$10.
Yep.
Dude, it's $10 to cross a bridge. $10. And when you end up? You're in Jersey. Ugh.
Yeah, you don't even get to go
You're
anywhere
in
cool.
Staten Island.
Yeah.
But you're on your way to Jersey because who stops in Staten Island?
That's a good point. You just hold your nose and drive down the West Shore Expressway. Shit,
You get to that awful Goethals Bridge.
Oh, Goethals.
Goethals.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's how they pronounce it, I think. The
Is it
Goethals.
Kosciuszko or Kosciuszko? Awful. Yeah. $10 to cross the Verrazano.
It used to be 7.
And that was
$7's a
after
lot.
they raised it.
No, I know.
It was like $5. $5 for a toll is like ridiculous to cross a bridge. Doubled. $10 to cross a bridge.
People don't notice it as much because Easy Pass, too, because you're flying right through it.
Oh, you go right through. You don't know. Cha-ching.
Right.
And you get your credit card statement and, ooh, wow.
Holy mackerel.
Could have bought a dresser with this, but now I'm going to have to put my clothes on the floor.
All right, Anthony, we got some inside information.
Oh.
Yes. We were talking about Mario Vasquez yesterday, the guy from American Idol that dropped out. He was like pretty much the favorite.
A lot of speculation as to why he dropped out of the competition.
You say some gay thing.
I just think there's some chattering skeleton that's going to come, big bag of bones, fall out of a closet somewhere. Don't know what it is. Gay, maybe.
And I said that some kind of record company got to him.
Yeah.
And he got a better deal if he gets out now. And this guy writes, don't even know his name, but he writes this email this morning. Mario is actually under contract with the show, American Idol.
Yeah.
But with a little inside info equals knowing a family member. This guy is saying, I did find out that he is signing with a record company that doesn't screw him as much as American Idol.
Yeah, American Idol, you were just their slave. You know, they figure they made you out of nobody, so you pretty much sign your life away. You do all these concerts. They do tours, American Idol tours, where they take like the top 12 people that made it and pump them out onto the road. And they go around the country doing their act to packed houses, and I'm sure they're getting a mere pittance to do this. And everybody involved with the show, the producers, make a lot of money off of this. He probably, or maybe, you know, it's still speculation, but probably got approached by a record company and said, look, we'll get you a better deal. Well, I could see, imagine a bunch of these record companies probably sitting there watching the show going, he's good, she's good, let's approach him. Get him off the show.
Yep. Right. Well, especially if they know they really, really have something going
on.
Right,
yeah.
So this guy claims to be some kind of family member or knowing a family member. He continues, he can't actually admit to it because he's still under contract. That's all I have found out so far. Not sure if I'll be able to get any other info. By the way, thanks for my 4 hours of entertainment a day. We all need it.
It will, to be honest with you, it will. I had a thought and I've lost it.
Oh, no.
No, it was some other company. Can I read this instant feedback that came in? It's hilarious. Dirty Jers. Professor Anthony, if I were to drop my wife and unborn child's body at the same time as my neighbor's wife's head in a bowling bag, what would hit the ocean floor first?
Oh, well, that would depend on currents, various currents and tides.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
It's growing on you.
No, it's not.
Anthony, we got some more on Mario Vasquez. This is what he had to say on Access Hollywood last night.
Oh.
It's personal areas that I need to concentrate on. I don't want to go into detail so much, but it's that gut feeling.
What?
Uh-oh.
Mario Vasquez dropping out of American Idol.
Hack voice.
Nothing to do with my family, nothing with me being sick, nothing like that. You know, there'll be lots of hearsay on certain things.
Lots of speculation on why Mario dropped out of the American Idol competition.
Well, I don't know. That's time to find out. You know, I gotta take care of some things, but I hope to be doing music in my life. That's all. So, you know, but again, this won't be the last you see me.
And here's the famous, your speculation, Anthony.
Yeah.
He answers the question if there's some kind of skeletons in his closet.
Oh.
I think it's your job to find out, right? If we tell you, then it won't be interesting. So, we'll see, right? Well, we'll deal with it when it gets there, right? I think that's the best thing for now, right?
No, well, Access Hollywood is digging deep into his closet, and I'm sure a homosexual episode will come out of it.
Hack. Puker voice.
I started watching the entertainment shows again for the show. To kind of, be more informed a little bit.
Yeah.
And they don't get anything done. It's all just... No. They do nothing.
Nothing.
They do absolutely nothing.
They like talking like they're uncovering something or...
It's all just
some big thing.
Quick edits and
quick hits. That's it.
Britney Spears pregnant?
Is Britney Spears pregnant? Did her white trash husband knock her up?
I sure hope so, because she looks awful in the paper today.
Yeah,
absolutely awful.
A little chubby.
Chubby, very soft.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's assuming that guy's going to stay with her? If she gets all sloppy and messy?
He'll be right there.
I don't know about that.
She got that Britney Spears money.
Yeah, but he's making a name for himself now because he's married to Britney Spears, and she's already losing it a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
She is like...
Stupid Britney's going to assume he's going to be with her no matter what. Yeah, right.
She was looking a little puffy.
Yeah.
Her legs and she had a little gut on her and everything. Her arms, her shoulders. She's not a skinny girl. She got one of those bodies that if she keeps in shape, it's dynamite. But then you just take a little time off and you start noticing.
Yeah, she's going to be a mess in another couple of years.
What's going on there?
She's going to be a mess, Anthony. Mm-hmm. And then the other speculation that I was trying to get to the bottom of by watching these entertainment shows, is Demi Moore pregnant?
Is Ashton Kutcher going to be a father?
He's got to be the stupidest man alive. He's got the world by the balls.
He likes,
it makes sense now, but, I mean, the kid's, 24, 25?
Likes the old broads.
And she's in her early 40s. That sounds good now.
Yeah.
But that time is a bitch, and he can be banging whatever he wants.
Cocktail waitresses, 3 at a time.
Maybe that is what he wants. Maybe he's one of them guys likes older women. Who's that, Brittany?
Well, she doesn't look bad.
She don't look bad there.
It's really hot.
How old
there.
is that picture?
Jesus, I take all that back.
Jeez, Eric.
Look how hot she looks.
All of a sudden now she went from fat pig to she's hot again. What?
She looks very hot.
Is that brand new?
Yeah, brand new photos.
All right. Shut my mouth.
Enough of these celebrities walking around with their tiny little dogs.
Now they got the little dog thing.
Is that her?
It's like a purse now. Girls carry these goddamn little dogs around.
Well, it's the trendy thing. So
and then what'll happen when it gets old?
Yeah, they'll just, kick them to the puppy farm.
Kick them, Opie? What? Right in the little liver?
They'll place them gently on the ground and say bye-bye.
I see a new service for Opie. To the stars.
How many of these people...
You could kick their dogs in the liver until they die.
If Access Hollywood and all these entertainment programs want to get to the bottom of some of this stuff, let's wait about 2 years. No, not even. Probably 8 months.
All right.
And then you go to all these celebrities that were walking around with their tiny little cute little, what are they called, lap dogs? Or, and ask them how those dogs are doing.
Where's your dog?
And I guarantee all of them are somewhere else.
Gassed.
Most of them dead, probably.
Yeah, they probably give them away to their housekeepers or something.
Yeah, they're not taking care of those dogs.
Why are you looking at pictures of her? Do you like her, Eric?
No, he just came up, that's why.
Who?
Ashley Simpson.
I think she's hot.
Stop it.
She's back to being blonde now.
Really? I think she's kind of hot, actually.
No.
Yeah, I like her.
If you're going to go that route...
Mm-hmm. Except for the dimple. Well, the clef. Girls
got
with
a John Travolta thing going on there?
Girls with cleft chins.
Cleft. You don't like that?
No, not at all.
Cleft.
No, the clef, I think, belongs on the guy.
Gives a place for the jizz to go.
It's just awful.
Trough.
It's just awful when it's on a girl. Steve in New York, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Just heard on another radio show when you were on a break that if Mario stayed on through next week, he would have to give 50% of anything he made for the next 10 years.
Is that
how much it is?
It seemed like it would be even more.
Yeah, it was obvious to me from the beginning that, he has the talent and someone got to him and he's going to get a better deal if he just kind of backs out now.
50% for 10 years?
10 years.
Is the network not making enough on the advertising? Jesus Christ. I know you're giving these guys a break, but is that necessary?
That's what their whole logic is, too. Look, we pulled you out of a goddamn McDonald's.
And you're right. They did.
But, 10 years, 50%, that's a little much.
Come on, that's awful.
Hey, can I ask you guys another question?
Yeah.
Can we take MacGyver Patty and throw her off a cliff in the car and see what lands first?
MacGyver Patty.
Yeah, I hope you guys got that visual of her in her apartment doing scientific experiments.
Science. Test tubes all around bubbling.
Let's go to Will in Jersey. Will?
Who's that?
Who's that naked?
New photos of Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone?
Sharon Stone topless.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Let me see.
She's so annoying as a human that it makes her less attractive.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that, man.
No. Ugh. Wow.
Whoa, look at how droopy it got.
That hind shot's a world of hurt.
Look how droopy it is.
Yeah.
That thing has a world of hurt on it. Talking about her vag. She's like on all fours, like straightening out her little beach blanket.
Her beach
topless.
towel, so she's on her hands and knees, and her vag is hanging like a sack.
Wow, that's not flattering. Will, what's up?
Say the least.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. What the?
Who the?
Hey,
All right.
All right,
The
thanks.
reason I'm calling is
Thank
to
you.
let you know why is Ashley Simpson looking like Joyce DeWitt.
Joyce. Wow.
That's a good one.
That's
bro.
not bad.
Good call.
Just pop that up, and she kind of did look like Joyce
Can you put
DeWitt.
that back up there for a second, Hawk?
There you go.
Your phone screener
Ashley
was like,
Simpson,
is that
you
a bad
ninny.
thing?
Huh?
Your phone screener was like, oh, is that a bad thing?
Not that one so much.
Oh, the
Yeah.
phone screeners always say interesting things.
Yeah, they're.
That's why it's the portion of the show that you don't hear on the air.
Right.
Because we wouldn't want so much fun and excitement and entertainment to be on the show. So we keep it behind the scenes and selfishly gobble it up ourselves.
Jim and Jessica.
What's up, guys?
Sorry to make you wait so long. Where are you calling from?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York, yes.
Buffalo, New York.
Still snowing up there?
It's still snowing. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Shut up, dummy.
Wow, who is that? Jessica?
That's Jessica.
Why are you calling her a dummy?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's a dummy.
You want to talk to the guys?
All right, what's going on?
Yeah, tell me why I'm calling her a dummy here. Talk to the boys.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, Jessica.
We're calling because we want to have sex on the radio.
Oh, you want to have sex on the
We
radio?
want to have hardcore sex on the radio if we want to have sex. And he's put Jimmy. Jimmy.
Hi, miss.
Hi, Jimmy.
Well, hi. The domineering ass he is. Say hello to
This
Jimmy.
is Jimmy, too, but...
What's
Do
wrong?
it for Johnny.
What's it?
Jessica, are you guys married?
What's it?
You married?
No, I'm not married.
Yeah.
You're not what?
What?
You're not what?
What?
You said, what did you say? We didn't hear you. You said you're not something.
Who's laughing in the background?
We asked if you were married.
What's that? He's laughing.
Yes.
I've had a bit too much to drink tonight, but...
Do you have a hair lip?
What's that?
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
You don't have a cleft palate?
I don't have any commitment whatsoever.
How long you been married?
Commitment.
What about me?
You know, we're changing the program, and we're not really into premarital sex on this program.
How come you're not married?
Yeah, why?
Because I'm into having fun.
Well, do you want to get married?
I never, ever want to get married, I guarantee you.
You never want to get what?
No, because marriage
Never-
turns into...
Never repeat
Marriage turns into agony.
Yeah, but I know some people that are married that actually are enjoying it. But you're never getting married?
I don't want to, only because I've seen my friends, my parents, everybody get married. And Anthony.
You don't want to what,
Everybody-
miss? You don't want to what?
You don't want to get what?
I don't want to get married only because marriage turns into feelings, more feelings, and then nobody wants to have sex anymore, right?
And that's after you get what?
After you get married.
Do you think that married people have like sex less than people who aren't married?
More people that are married have less sex. People that are married have less sex.
All right, how old are you, Jessica?
I'm 23.
Okay.
And what do you look like?
I'm 5'3". I'm 158 pounds.
You are not.
I'm.
How big? How much do you weigh? Really? Be
I
serious.
swear to God, I'm 158 pounds. I'm a 48D. I swear to.
48D. 48 is the number.
I'm 40. No, wait. What? I'm drunk, but I'm a 38D. But
38. I was gonna say 48. The
I-
number is
I swear to God, I'm
back like
so
a cobra.
drunk.
You're so drunk?
38D, but I honestly am.
5'3", 158. That's a healthy height to weight ratio.
Yeah.
Are you made of lead?
Fuck you.
Hey, Jessica. Hello,
Yeah.
Jessica. There
Don't
you
blow
are.
it, guys.
What did you
Don't blow
have
it.
to drink last night and this morning?
What?
What have you been drinking?
Besides chocolate sauce.
I've been. Did you ask where I was drinking it? Because I was drinking it at Mugshots.
Yeah, Mugshots. I love that place.
No, you never even been there. Fuck you.
I love that place. Mugshots?
Yeah,
that's the
on,
place that's got with
Mugshots is a bar.
Dude,
Probably
I
like,
totally
fuck
have been there. You know the place? It's got
you.
that.
You've never been there.
I'll
Mugshots.
describe
I've
it.
never even heard of it.
You walk in, and then the bar, right? And then the guy, there's that behind the bar. The behind the bar thing. They got that thing.
Is it the one on Delaware?
It's not even on Delaware. It's on Transit. It's off of Transit Road in Depew. But you, fuck you. You don't even know where it is.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
All right, listen.
You wanna know what? You wanna know what? You wanna know what? You wanna know what?
All right. So how long you been married?
What?
All right.
How long you been married?
Like 12 years.
You been married 12 years?
Well, 12 years plus like.
I thought she wasn't
minus
married.
like 2 months.
Wow, she's gone.
You are
Why
really.
Why do you like ask me how long you've been married? Because obviously I haven't been married ever.
Yeah, she's too smart for you.
I thought she was
Jim.
married.
I'm not married at all.
All right.
All right, where's Jim?
I was trying to fucking flirt with you, but obviously you don't. You know what? I'm gonna give fucking Jim the phone because.
Jessica, I like you a lot.
Jessica, I like you. You sound cool.
Yeah, you like me as much as you like any other girl who's ever been in here. But
No, I really do like Jessica. Vanilla Thunder from Philly writes, Jessica is her ideal weight if she were 16 feet tall, so that's good. You know, that's nice.
You got
honestly, you guys are the coolest guys before, but
You got a nice ass, Jessica?
obviously.
Yeah, nice ass.
And when are we gonna fucking
All right.
meet each other? Never.
Hey, does your ass show really nice in that little outfit they make you sumo wrestle in?
Of course.
Yeah.
Whenever I ever
Gone.
sumo wrestled in a fucking outfit that haven't shown good before.
All right, are you and Jim gonna have sex?
On the radio.
Yeah.
But of course, because you know what? I swear to God.
We're doing a shot to our disease right now.
Me and Jim just told me that me and you are doing a shot to our disease. But,
Hey, Jessica, can you repeat after me?
yes, I will.
Just go, I'm all right, I'm all right, I'm all right.
Go ahead.
Does sound.
Say, I'm all right, I'm all right, I'm all right.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Faster, say it faster.
Yeah.
What's that?
Faster.
Faster.
Wait, but say it one more time.
Faster, say it.
Faster?
I'm all right, I'm all right, I'm all right.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. Wait, Jim,
Are you about size 14?
All right, listen, let's get
Wait, no, go ahead. Frederica Bimmel, what were you saying?
Would you?
let's get Jim on the phone, please.
That was so cute, though.
You like sewing?
I liked it.
You ever have someone try to
That
cut
was so sexy.
diamonds out of your back?
We're doing a shot to our disease. We're doing a shot to fuck to our disease.
Yeah,
Cool.
nice, cool, rock.
What'd you have for dessert, a moth?
Opie Anthony, party rock. Opie Anthony, party rock.
What, Anthony?
What?
He's
O&A Party Rock!
O&A Party Rock.
What's that?
O&A Party Rock.
O&A Party Rock.
This is the O&A Party Rock segment of the show.
O&A Party Rock!
All right, let's get Jim on the phone.
Put Jim on the phone.
Stop whining.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Jim, so what's going on? She's a fat pig?
Yeah, I'm at my bar.
Are you going out with her?
No, you know, it's one of those deals. I own a bar, and it's one of those deals.
You own the bar, so she's down there all the time. Is she a bar rag down there always?
Yeah.
Drinking?
All right, and you guys
Love
want to
that.
have hardcore sex on our program today?
Yeah, absolutely.
You had sex before with this chick?
Definitely.
Yeah, you just bring her home.
Absolutely,
If
man.
the bar's a little slow that night and you haven't picked up anybody else, she's always a
No,
dependable
of
one.
course not.
No?
No, just her, yeah.
Oh, just her? So you're kind of going out? You're kind of boyfriend, girlfriend?
No, come on.
Yeah,
It's
come
not-
on.
I own a bar, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't want to admit it to all his friends listening to him on XM7
No, it's
radio.
not my girlfriend. Dude, do not even say that. Please do not say that.
All right, well, what kind of sex are we having today?
Oh, whatever you guys want to do.
Well, that's up to you guys.
Do whatever you guys want.
Is your fiance comfortable with it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what kind of sex are you and your wife going to have?
Whatever you guys want us to do.
Well, start off with her maybe sucking it, and then jam it in her ass.
All right, no problem.
All right, let's go.
We want to hear the sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, come here and do it loud. Now now I obviously have to put the phone right by her mouth.
Rice.
Okay. Come here.
What did you want?
Suck my dick and get over here. All right, just put it by my mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's hear.
All right, ready?
Yeah. All of a sudden, she sounds cool now.
Yeah.
Ooh. Shut up. Not you. Not you.
Jimmy Norton.
Yeah.
Ugh. She just said Jimmy Norton. Prove me wrong.
Yep.
It is you.
It is me.
Ass.
I
Oh,
ready
put
for the
that thing
fucking
over.
ass fucking.
What?
Oh, I'm ready for the ass.
What'd she say?
Ready for the fucking.
Oh,
Are
she's
you
ready.
for the fucking ass fucking?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Have him fuck you in the ass. Did they hang up on us?
Hello?
That would be funny. You're thinking, you ready for the ass fucking? Yeah, click.
Oh my God, I didn't
Left us hanging.
Hello?
Yeah, what
Hello?
happened? Hey.
What happened?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, what happened, bro?
What's up? Dude, what do you think happened? She's fucking going. Hey, what the fuck? Don't push me in the goddamn thing.
Oh, he's got to
She
smack
pushed
her.
me into the mop pail.
All right.
All right, no. All right. Shut up, you dumbass. Oh my God. All right.
All right, what's going on, Jim?
Oh, but right now, she just pushed me into the mop pail, and she almost turned the fucking phone off.
Well, now go tool her. Do something.
Shut up.
Put it in where the poop comes out.
What's happening?
Let's get some action going.
Come
Come on.
on.
We got to move on here.
Baby,
let's go. You hear that? They gotta go on. All right. In her ass?
I'm trying to rub your fucking dick and you
Shut
don't
up.
want to.
In her ass or what, guys?
Whatever,
Yeah.
Whatever you
just
want us to do.
slam it in there. Why not?
Yeah.
In her ass.
Put it where the duty comes out.
Fucking.
Shut up. Will you shut up? They don't want to hear it. All those guys don't want to hear this shit.
The drunkest state.
Hey, dude. Dude.
All right.
Stick it in her butt and tell us when it's in her butt.
All right. Now, you know what? Actually, all right. I'm going to stick her. All right, let me stick my fingers in your ass.
5-3.
If you turn off
Stop pushing the button with your fat cheeks.
Hello?
Hey,
Yeah, hi.
what's going on, Jessica?
Sticking his fingers in my fucking ass.
Huh.
I'm at you now.
Stick your fucking dick in my ass. I can't even. Stick your dick. No.
What's up, guys?
When are you gonna put your you know what in her you know what?
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, that's right. I can't do that. All right.
Just stick your fucking.
All right. And what? Put it up to her mouth?
No, put
Up to her mouth?
no. You hold the phone. Put your wiener in her dumper.
And yeah, and put the phone up to her mouth while I'm doing it.
No, just tell us once it's in.
Stick your dick in my fucking ass. Stick your fucking dick in my ass. Stick your dick in my fucking ass. That fucking hurt.
So I want to get back to the discussion we were having yesterday. I really don't understand why XM doesn't want to market the Opie and Anthony show.
Shut up.
Wait, is it in your butt, Jess? Put him back on the phone for a second. Put him back on the phone, Jess.
Hello?
You're trying to reason with people, drunken people, Jimmy.
Hello?
Put him back on the phone.
Oh.
Oh, pussy. My fucking pussy. Hello?
What's going on, Jessica?
He's sticking his fucking fingers in my fucking. I feel so much. His fucking dick is in my fucking ass. Who is this?
It's Opie and Anthony.
Who is this?
What about enough with the fingers.
What do you want me?
Tell him you want him to
What do you want him? What do you want him to fucking do?
Tell him enough with the fingers. You want him to stick his dick in.
Yo, he wants to feel your fucking dick.
What? I don't know. Not me.
The wires got a little cross there, man.
Bad phone connection. Hello.
What's up, man?
Watson, come quick. Fuck me in the ass.
Hey, Jim, you're wasting a lot of time. Let's get into it now. Let's go.
No, want to
Talk
get
to
your
the guy.
fucking dick.
Talk to the guy.
I
Why
want
I fuck you in the
I want
ass.
to figure.
Just fucking talk to the guy while I fuck you in the ass. Talk to him. Get on the phone.
Hello?
Hey, Jessica. We have to move on with the show, so we want
Yeah.
to hear something before we can move on here.
Enough with the fingers. Tell him to stick his...
Enough with the fingers.
No fingers! God! What's he doing?
He's sticking his fucking. He's sticking his fucking dick in my.
It's a testimony.
There we go.
Sticking his fucking dick in my fucking ass.
Yeah? You like that?
I fucking like it. He's sticking his dick in my ass. What's your fucking name?
What's your name?
Ben Sparks.
What's your name?
Ben.
All right, is it in his ass? Is it in his ass?
Oh, my God.
Is his dick in your ass?
His fucking dick is in my fucking ass.
All right, now put Jim back on the phone.
Put him back on.
I'm putting Jim back on the phone.
Yeah.
You want to hear Jim back on the phone?
You don't want me back on the phone.
Jim, are you really?
Come on,
Do you really?
stop it.
Jim, do you really have your penis in her butt?
What's up?
Do you really have your penis in her butt?
Cut it out.
They're impossible.
Jim. Hey,
Jim.
What's up, man? I'm sorry, guys.
Are you doing her in the ass right now?
I'm doing it in the ass right now.
Please
I'm doing
do.
it in the ass right now.
Please do this for me.
What?
Pull it out and stick it in her mouth.
Come here. Come here. Fucking suck my dick. Suck my dick right now.
Jesus.
Stop it!
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh.
What the hell were you thinking?
Wow. You're on the radio for God's
Well, that's great.
Dude, you beast. Well,
All right, why don't you guys do the... You got to...
Come on, she just fell over.
Huh?
She just fell over.
She just fell over?
Yeah, now she's like... You know, what's wrong with you, girl?
Are you going to do... Let's do the grand finale. This has been just a cluster F.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, my God. Come on. That's so weird. Tell me you're that too. You are too.
And you know the sad thing about it? I had my fucking period and he's still fucking...
I can't believe I'm doing
and he's
it.
still fucking doing it because he's a fucking dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, he's dirty.
I have the fucking... I am on the fucking ring, and he loves Opie and Anthony. He loves and he's told me about them for so long. And you know what? I'm on the fucking ring, and he's let me suck his dick. He's and after I'm a disgusting bitch.
You are.
But here he is. I'm sucking his dick, and I'm on the fucking ring.
Hey, are you having sex though?
Man, I know you're not supposed to be saying that shit on.
Hey, Jim.
What's up, man?
Are you actually having sex with her while she's on the rag?
Absolutely, dude. She's not kidding either.
Are you inside of her vag?
Dude, this is just good.
Wait, are you having regular sex?
No, I was just doing her in the ass and fucking doing all the other shit.
Will you have period sex?
But dude, it smells like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That horrible.
I know. It smells like the farmer's market.
Yeah, right. It stinks.
Do it anyway.
No, I'm doing it. Oh my God, you are disgusting, girl.
What do you, wait.
Holy fuck, you are gross.
What are you doing?
Holy Jesus.
What are you doing?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now, she's sticking my dick back into her ass again. I can't believe what the fuck.
All right.
But I'm saying.
All right, Jim. We have to move on. So just let's get the grand. No, let's get the grand finale going. Let's go. Just
what's that?
Let's get the grand finale going.
Just banger. Go ahead.
All right, let's do it right now.
And give her the phone so we can hear her. Let's go. Let's get it.
All right,
give it the old college try. Come on.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's go.
Right,
back on
put
track.
Your head up here. Come here. Get over here. Put your head here. Put your head here. Put your head here. Get over here. Put your head here. I'm gonna fuck you in the pussy. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Not in the ass. That hurt.
You fucker. Fuck it. Fucker. Oh, fucker. God damn you.
Make a cute couple.
I can't even fucking make you fucking moan louder than that. Come on. Jesus fucking Christ, I can't even make you moan louder than that. Oh, dude, now she wants to get out. Guys.
Yeah. What is she trying to do?
Get out. I'm not going to fucking goddamn do that right now.
Fuck me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck me.
Do it.
Fuck me.
Oh, she just knocked the thing down at the bar, one of the signs down at the bar.
Oh, you're at the bar still? Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I own the bar.
All right, well,
Unbelievable.
All right, well, give her what she wants. Come on, we got to move on. This has been
guys,
just a mess.
Thanks, guys.
More ways than one. No, I mean, do the grand finale live on the radio. Let's go.
All right. Come here. Sure. She's trying to put the sign up. Are you that stupid?
I'm trying to put the fucking
all these broads are so fucking retarded, man.
We're not going to get any more out of these two.
No?
They're just too drunk.
No, I don't care. Fucking. Jimmy. Jimmy is fucking. Jimmy. Fuck me. I don't give him. Jimmy.
All right.
Oh, Jimmy. Fucking God.
Guys?
Yeah.
You still there?
Yeah,
You're not
unfortunately.
going to believe this, and I'm not kidding with you. And I'm not joking about this.
What?
Yeah. And you know what we're going to tell them, all right? Guys?
Yeah.
What?
And I'm not joking about
Okay,
it.
what?
Come here. Look at my fingers. Look at my fingers. You see what that is? That's shit.
All right, we got to
Shit
go,
on my
man.
fucking fingers. I'm not kidding, guys. Come here. Look at this, Jessica.
He was banging cocktails.
Shit on my fucking fingers? Guys, I'm not joking. Oh, what is that? What is that?
All right, listen. Let's.
I'm sorry, guys. I know. Oh, my God.
Oh, why? Because they were trying to be fucking.
What is that? What is that?
All right, listen.
Sexy!
That's not sexy. Let's get the hell out of here, man.
Jimmy Norton would love.
We're going to let you guys be, as we like to say in the show.
Have fun.
All right.
I love you guys, man. You're the best.
Yeah.
Shit on my fingers.
All right, bye. Get it.
Dudes always bring this show to a halt.
Oh, screeching halt.
I don't play it. Whip 'em out Wednesday. Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Whip 'em out Wednesday. Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is epic. Beautiful. Whip 'em out Wednesday. Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Those are real. How about the woman that took her shirt off?
Ah, yeah.
Sexy girls. Sexy girls. You have signed Wow Girl Show boobs. I see boobs.
Yes.
He just got wowed.
Wow. Hey.
It was amazing.
That's nice. Opie and Anthony.
Hey, yeah.
It's world renowned.
It's Whip 'em out Wednesday. It's Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Those are real.
Cancel your appointment.
Okay.
It's Whip 'em out Wednesday. It's Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Choose your findings.
Oh, wow.
What a mess.
That was a mess.
That was awful. Trying to reasoning with two drunks. They're not listening. That was frustrating. I'm not drinking ever again. I'm not going to any local bars ever again.
That's great. You just know that situation. Drunken whore. She's there all the time. Sitting on the bar stool, just drinking. Free meat. Hello?
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 It sounded like Stephen Lynch and Tyke.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jay Moore.
Jay Moore!
Oh, when you roll.
Jay,
when you roll. Hi, what's up, Anthem?
What the hell, Jay? Have we just crossed the lines? We haven't been able to get a hold of you? Or what the hell's going on?
I've called you guys probably a half dozen times, and this is the first time your moron phone sausage slapper didn't quiz me and then not let me through.
Because we figured you'd probably be one of the first guests we had on the show. We've been on for a year and a half now.
And your phone screen is like, I know it's really you. What do you do for a living? Where do you live? I said, come on, I'm up early. I'm on my way to a job. What job you working on? And then I go, oh, fuck off, and I hang up. And then I left like a dozen messages on the FU line. He never played those. And
those were Jay left messages on the FU line?
I did, because I'd read it on my satellite in my truck, and I'd be like, fuck you, and I just, whatever floated my boat that day, I'd curse someone out. And then I cursed out Frenchie like 10 phone calls in a row.
Rumor has it you have XM?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do? Do you subscribe to the Opie and Anthony show? No, you don't, do you?
You just got real quiet. I can barely hear you now.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
What the heck is going on?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Anthony wanted to know if you actually got the XM. And
I've had XM. I had it before you guys were on it.
And did you subscribe to our premium service?
I did, and now I get it for free, so someone owes me $6.
$6. What have you been doing, man?
Having a baby, just kind of hanging out with my son.
We heard about the baby thing.
I got a divorce, made a couple tabloids.
Yeah, we read that. We read that, and we're wondering what the hell happened.
What do you mean?
Did it just, kind of, the relationship kind of went to the wayside? 'Cause you two seemed very close.
When you drive into a tunnel, it says clearance 14 feet.
Yeah.
We were like 14 feet and a quarter inch at all times.
Really?
And you kept deflating the tires to get through that tunnel, and eventually you just didn't feel like putting in the extra work.
Where's Buttercock Scotchcock?
What?
Where's Big Tits? Yeah, where's Eat a Bullet Boy?
I'm right here, bro.
Hey, are you working anywhere this weekend?
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
Where in Florida?
West Palm Beach Improv. Why, what's going on? Where are you going to be?
No, I was just curious. If I wanted to come see you, how would I get tickets there?
Oh, thank you.
Wow, come on, guys.
Yeah, well, we're used to
Nice.
the Jimmy plugs, but not like that.
Are you still finding out when it's me?
What? This is
what I went through with your phone screeners to get through. Today was all right, but it's like it was like getting an escort. He's like, "What's your number? All right, let me call you back immediately."
Well, this whole thing's been a drama. Ben talks to us almost every day. Well, Jay said he's calling tomorrow, and then you don't call, and then, well, Jay was busy doing this.
Ben didn't in touch with me until Anthony was freaking tournament. So anything he said prior to that is a lie.
All right, we'll get Ben in here. We might.
I got friends of mine going, "How come you're not on the show?" I'm like, I don't know. The booker and producer never let me know how to get in touch with them.
Dude, we need celebrities on the show. We wouldn't blow you off. We need anyone we could get at this point.
Hi, guys.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying we would have.
You.
And Steve is Steve. Jay didn't leave messages on FU line. That's what Steve's saying. Get these guys in here.
That's a lie. All I do is I drive around, I dial a stupid FU line. I said FU to Frenchie. I said FU to the screener not putting my call through. I said FU to you guys for having Voss on before me. Then I called back and said, really, FU for having Frenchie on before me?
Yeah, we expected you right from the start.
Yeah, we thought we'd start the show, and the first call would be from Jay Moore.
Hey, did you really go to the Super Bowl with Nikki Cox?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that your new squeeze?
Dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
How was it being in a tabloid?
Wow.
Whatever you read in the tabloids is true.
I love it. He's not even denying anything.
Especially when it's a hottie. No, she's great, man. She's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got divorced. We filed like 4 months ago.
Was it a nice, pleasant divorce, or was there anger and throwing things?
No, she was a peach.
And I'm going to take everything from you, and like
no,
mine.
it's, they say it's half, but it's not. It starts at half. It's like being with a bookie.
It starts at half?
It starts at half, and then you get alimony and child support. So it's like being with a bookie. You pay your debt, and they're like, well, what about the juice?
Oh, Jesus. That's got to amount to a lot of cash.
It's like 70%.
And what about the house? Do you still live? Where did you have to get an apartment, and she lives in the house?
No, I bought the house before we were married, and I rent a beach house down in Huntington Beach, so I made out like that.
But isn't that part of marital property, even though you owned it beforehand, or did you have a prenup or something?
Not in California.
Really?
And you can have, I just want custody of my son, so you can have all the money in the world. I don't care.
There you go.
I'll go work Uncle Sputchy's Chuckle Hut.
And it only took 4 months to get the divorce?
No, it's not finalized yet.
It's not over.
Oh, okay. Because Anthony's took. We were talking about this yesterday.
3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
It takes forever.
About 3 years with Dominic Barbara as my wife's lawyer, so that was nice and fun to have to do.
You know what happens? It's like you're right about to finish up, and then one of their girlfriends get in their ears, and they're like, "I need the washer and dryer." It's like, well, come fucking take it. What do you want from me?
Yeah. People start yapping to him. And they give them ideas. You deserve that.
They got a divorce. They got robbed.
Yeah, you deserve that, girl. You put in your time.
You stuck by him when he was nothing.
Yeah, that old gag.
Well, she wrote all the jokes for you, right?
Yeah.
She did write. She was like Rodney's wife. She'd tell him into my ear when I was on stage and shock me with a prod when I fucked him up. Rodney's wife used to say, look, you ever see that when Rodney's wife had like the IFB and she'd speak into a mic and tell his jokes into his ear when he was on stage?
No, she did that for him?
Yeah, like the last year of his life when he was at the Laugh Factory, and you just watched him to see if he pissed his pants on stage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Oh. Hey, Wayne, it's a private club. Don't tell anybody you're Jewish, all right? Okay.
And she was giving him his lines? I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, he'd wear. It's true. I saw it with my own eyes. My own eyes. He'd wear an IFB in his ear, and then she'd be upstairs with a book of his jokes and a microphone, and she'd just whisper them into a microphone, and he'd repeat them, and there'd be these awkward pauses in between jokes.
Oh shit!
Wow.
And I was going to grab one of her tits during his act just to hear Rodney go. Oh.
Would she tell him the whole joke or just key it?
I don't know. I just saw her speaking into the mic. It was very...
Why were they allowing him to work at that point?
Wow.
Huh?
Why were they allowing him to work at that point? Someone should have stepped in and said, look, man,
It's Wally Sparks, dude.
She's pumping every penny out of him.
Are you going to tell Wally Sparks he can't take the stage?
Yeah, I guess you're right. So a lot of changes in your life there, Jay.
Hey, Jay, Last Comic Standing, they did, obviously I was with you there on Season 2 for a little while. Season 3, they seem like they kind of just jumped right into it. Are they going to do anything with that, or they kind of wreck it by doing that?
They wrecked it, and we didn't want to do it. And they said when Friends and Frasier were gone, and they needed something for the fall, and they asked us to do Last Comic Standing, but a different version of it with no house.
Yeah, the house is the fun
part.
Well,
that's Evening at the Improv.
Right? Yeah.
They said, yeah, it's good. And they're like, no, it's terrible. Can you imagine, The Apprentice, a month later, you bring back all the losers from The Apprentice, with no boardroom? It's just stupid.
They just work, and you film them working?
And so then they canceled it with a week to go. And I was like, you guys are fucking brilliant.
They wrecked the franchise.
We all know it's because a black guy won, and NBC can't have a black person winning a reality show.
Oh, is that it?
Oh. Oh, dip. Oh, Donnie, I feel bug nice right now, son.
Are you playing in the area? I'm hearing rumors.
No, no tickets got sold, so the promoter had to cancel.
Oh, come on. Where?
It was at the State Theater in New Brunswick and the State Theater in Easton, Pennsylvania, on my tour of theaters only called State.
Oh, God damn.
You missed me, didn't you?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did.
You know something?
we've
Everyone was bashing you. The instant
I know.
feedback.
I listened to it all, and I just sat through it and said, the sunshine's a good cleaner. The sun will come out and everything will get cleaned up.
You know our listeners. They don't forget anything. They don't put anything down, and they're brutally loyal to this program. A couple of guys. Let's see. Roast this fucker for taking so long. Don't go easy on him. Shut up, Jay. Hang up the phone, you skank. Hey, remember that one? Hang up the phone, you skank.
Smell my fingers. It's shit.
Is Jay ever coming into the studio? Get Jay Moore off the phone. Like they're angry that you didn't you stop in sooner.
Sounds like they're angry I stopped in at all.
I got to say in defense of Jay, it's like, look, yeah, everyone wanted Jay to call in sooner, but he did have a lot of shit going on. I mean, when you're going through a divorce, it's not exactly easy to, and you're fighting for custody. It's, your first priority is not to call into a radio show.
But
so,
I did call in. That's the thing. I was guest hosting, like the Roger Lodge fucking extravaganza, whatever, like some sports talk show out in L.A. And I was like sitting on the toilet like 20 minutes before I was going to go on the air. It's like the only time I'm ever awake when it's dark out. And I don't know if it was Eric or whoever. They're like, how do I know it's really you? I'm like, it's me. Well, what are you working on? I was like, come on, dude.
They did not do that to
And
you.
like the more questions he asked me, the less time I would have had to be with
That's
you
what
guys.
I heard. I heard a lot of people, the phone screener was giving him a lot of grief.
They should just, put him through.
Put him through.
And
If it wasn't Jay anyway, it would make for good radio.
we would know it.
We would know it in a second.
Now, where's Steve saying I didn't call the FU line?
Yeah, where's Steve? Where's Ben?
Everyone's hiding.
Yeah, they went for the half because they're all fucking right.
Ben has no problem starting all sorts of rumors, but we're trying to get him in here, and he's just he's sitting at his computer.
First we have
Jerky, True Carry, Glasses, Faggot.
Make him believe that he doesn't hear us right now. Now Steve has entered the studio with his blonde hair,
blonde locks.
Anthony, how did you do in the poker thing, Anthony?
In the poker thing? I did all right. I sat at a table. I couldn't have gotten one of the tables with like celebrities. I sit at a table and it's full of poker pros, superstars.
You, the executioner, and Amarillo Slim.
It was the worst. So I was sitting there. I did all right. I lasted a few hours. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
Well, you said all you wanted to be was not the first one out.
Not the first one out, and I wanted to have a good hand.
Destroyer.
That's it. I wanted to have a couple of good hands against
Ed
the pros.
Asner called it Opiate Destroyer.
Wasn't that great? Ed Asner was cursing me out.
Lose
Saying,
the wasp.
Get rid of the fucking wasp, he said.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Okay, Lou.
Well, we have Steve in the studio. Steve?
Yeah. We got calls from Billy La Machine telling us that Jay had called the FU line, and Ben and I and Eric went through maybe 100 of these messages going back 4 days at a time, and we couldn't find a single one that even remotely sounded like Jay.
Billy called me and said they want to know what you said so they can find it faster.
Yeah.
How is that? Is it like an email?
Yeah, it's that's exactly what it is. We're looking through audio clips that are sent in via email. That's how the voicemails work.
Well, perhaps Jay, you didn't.
Yeah,
perhaps
I know.
you didn't say fuck enough times in the FU line message for Steve to put it on. Every
Wouldn't
message.
the subject matter be Jay Moore?
What?
Yeah,
What did I say?
Yeah, the key word would have been Jay Moore.
No, then we didn't find a single one, and we all looked.
And now we got Ben in the studio. Now Ben is ready to confront Jay Moore.
I'm not confronting. Jay's just hard to get a hold of. And he calls me back. You call back like a week later.
I called and called. Guys, you don't understand. I've been calling the show probably twice a week for however long you've been on the air.
Wow.
No.
No? Steve says no.
It's not like Ben and I would actively cockblock this guy's appearance. We have no motive. We have no motive in that regard. Why would
you
we
want
do that?
Jay on this show, though? I mean, I don't get it.
We've
wanted Jay since the first day. We wanted Jay to be one of the first guests. How come you're not calling him back?
If you were a comic, Steve.
Jesus Christ. Pimp hand.
Pimp hand.
Anthony, divorce is like the worst, right?
Ugh, stinks.
But did you have that, like, when you're going through it, that moment of clarity where you realized everything was going to be fine?
No, I'm still not through that. As I write my checks every 3 months, as I sign that check, oofa.
I did not want to get divorced. Like, I had, like, this whole thing about a two-parent household and how important it is to the child. And then I was on staying at this little house on the beach, and I was with this Argentinian girl, and I was banging her, and she goes, "Fuck me like I'm bad." And I go, "All right," and I like smack her ass, and she turns around, I was fucking her doggy style, and she turns around and she goes, "No, fuck me like I'm bad," and she spits on my stomach.
Wow.
And I go, "Okay, you little fucking bitch," and I start fucking her, and I'm like kind of choking her, you know. And her eyes are kind of bugging out of her head, and I had issues, rage issues with women at the time anyway.
Of course.
And then I had like my fingers in her mouth, like I was going bleh, like I was making a face, like pulling her cheeks apart with my fingers.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking her and I'm pulling her hair, and then I pulled out and I came in her face, and I thought to myself, this just might work. This might be my new pet.
You were giving her the fish hook.
Yeah, with both hands. It was rape, actually.
Oh, God damn. That is funny.
How hot was she?
She's pretty hot.
Yeah, of course.
You're calling from L.A., Jay?
Huh?
You calling from L.A.?
No, Argentina, dude. Like a little pig from Argentina.
No, I mean...
When are you going to be in New York?
I'm not now. I had to cancel these dates. I don't know when I'm coming back.
You really had to cancel?
Yeah, I had like 30% of the tickets sold, and the promoter's like, "I'm going to take a bet."
What happened?
I don't know. Comedy's not big in Easton, unless your name's Larry Holmes. The Easton Assassin. Doesn't Larry Holmes look like when Billy Crystal does the old Jew makeup? The lips.
That's good.
Hey, how about on the Oscars when Robin Williams did a fucking Elmer Fudd impression?
It was awful, wasn't it?
Stop.
Like, I was always kind of non-partial, and I never got involved in the he's good, he's bad argument. And then I just went, "You suck, cock, big elephant dick."
But they were applauding him like crazy for that act.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. I think he did that Evening at the Improv when Gordon Jump hosted.
Wow. This is an old hack now.
I actually enjoyed it, and it's funny.
Shut up.
My managers and I watched it, and we had a nice laugh together.
Yeah, the common manager that you share with him? You phony.
Jim's manager, Reuben Kincaid.
Danny.
Nothing.
I laughed.
So, it's hacky.
I laughed, though.
It's early for me. I woke up to piss, and then I said, you know what? Where's the hotline? La Machine gave me the hotline, and Billy Mack gave me the hotline yesterday.
La Machine.
Are you going to
So yesterday I got the new hotline, and I'm calling today.
Are you going to remember even calling us later today?
Oh, yeah. I'm not Steve-O.
Oh, you heard the Steve-O?
I hear every day. It's my favorite, dude. You guys are my boys.
That guy's out of his mind.
All right,
I love that goddamn show, that Wild Boys show.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. They send him off.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's on MTV2. They send Steve-O and that other guy, what's his name? Chris Pontius.
Joe.
Pontius. And they send him off to like Africa and South America to
oh my God.
to like do things with animals. Like you would think Marlon Perkins, the old Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, they do it, but only instead of just hanging out and filming them, they're like smacking animals in the face and eating their crap and trying to pull dingleberries off their asses, getting kicked in the face, getting ripped apart. One time Steve-O put a fish in his ass and had a pelican like pecking at it, and it just grabbed his ass cheek and ripped it. And he's screaming, "Enough with that fucking bird!" It's hysterical. The guy's completely out of his mind.
I finally saw Jackass the movie.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, it's hysterical.
That scene when they're on the golf course with those air horns. Dude, I never get to laugh out loud. That made me fucking laugh. I howled watching that.
Oh, just pissing those golfers off.
That awful air horn.
I do that with the car horn
Annoying
every golf
bastard.
course I pass.
I did it yesterday with the car horn.
Mm-hmm.
I took my son to the zoo, and you got to go past the Griffith Park. There's like a golf course there on the way.
Yeah.
And guys were just lined up on their tee shots, and I was blaring the horn at them.
It is fun to do.
How old is your son?
2.5.
Oh, cool.
2.5 already.
We've been off the air a long time.
Jesus Christ.
Holy crap.
6'4", 220.
I remember the announcement on our program.
He's a big fuck.
Is he?
Yeah.
I was at the zoo, and the gorillas are closed because it's under construction. And you know when you have construction, you put the wall up, but you have those little circles so the guys can like peek through the holes, just look at the trucks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the entire construction crew was black.
Oh, stop it.
And
No,
they were
wait
like,
a
on
minute.
lunch break. And like the biggest, fattest one was like sitting on a cooler, like facing the other way, like one of them always does. I remember thinking to myself, they have to know.
Oh, my
Like, they have to know how ridiculous this is. Like, they're just sitting there, like, one facing the other way, two are arguing. Like,
Oh,
one's
that
facing
is
another
wrong.
one up the hill. One's asshole is turned inside out. Just like in running clothes, except with orange vests.
Oh, is
I'm
that
so
horrible?
glad you're on satellite.
That is horrible.
This is
I
why,
wish I got the stock before it was at 29.
this is why we moved the show, by the way, so we can get our calls in from L.A.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
Yeah?
Sirius stock is at like $5.
Yeah, it went up. It had a little bump, and then it went back down again. Like everyone gave it the Howard Mel Karmazin bump up to like $9, and then boom.
I had
went back down.
a radio tour that I did for these two dates. It didn't work, obviously, but the last one was Sirius, and I blew it off. So when I spoke to you guys, I could say, nope, didn't do it. I could not go on Sirius before I talked to you guys.
Where'd you cancel? Just Easton and New Brunswick? That's not that bad. 2 things?
Those are the only two dates I had. I don't go out anymore.
Oh, okay.
No?
Why would you? You got to stay home with Nikki.
Would you?
Oh,
Why do you want to
so
leave
cool.
that?
Damn.
How
man.
cool is that, Jay? Come on.
How pissed was Bobcat?
I don't know, dude. I don't get involved.
Dude, you got involved though. That's what happened.
I don't know nothing, man. I don't know nothing.
All right.
Don't give me the money, man. Don't give me the money. Give it to him. You're gonna fuck me. You're gonna fuck him.
Come on, let us live your life for 1 minute. How is it?
She's so hot that sometimes I lose my erection. Better happen to you, girl.
Come
hot.
full
Kicks out your
circle, huh?
game.
No, it's never happened to me. I've never had a chick that hot.
So hot, like my dick kind of goes, what's going on here? Time out. Let's talk this over. This is like, she's throwing like 101 here.
It feels it's not even worthy.
Yeah, and no, that's never happened to me before.
Wow, that's
She's
something.
awesome.
Was she still going out with Bobcat though when you moved in there?
No,
No?
they moved out and done their thing.
They were done. Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah, the tabloids had a little field day with that one.
I like Jay Moore's Bizarre Love Triangle.
Love triangle.
So, Jay.
Yes, sir.
You got to come clean now. Did you or did you not have sex with Chocolate live on our show that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Why?
You know,
Why, yeah.
it was in a Jason's studio. The glass was really thick. It was kind of dark in there, but we thought we were seeing it. We never got to the bottom of that one.
Jay did.
Yeah, no, I fogged up the glass, and those are before the New York Times over the Windows days.
Yeah, it was the old in Scotzo's old studio. Scott Muni, God rest his soul.
Did he die?
Yeah, Scotzo passed on to the great DJ Booth in the
Scott
Sky.
Muni is let the let out.
Hey, do you
This
still...
studio smells like ass. What happened?
Scott Muni sounds like the guy with the voice box in South Park.
Do you still do Chris Penn?
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite impression that anybody does.
And
of
no one
anybody.
does that impression.
That's why I love it.
I don't care how mad you are at me this side happens and Danny's going to be at us. Let's move some cars. It looks like Sam's fucking hot car lot out there. There's a girl who went to one of Daddy's clubs. This black shit called herself Lady E.
Was he pissed off? I love Keitel in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Roth is shot, and Buscemi goes, holy shit, is it bad? As opposed to good? Or in Bad Lieutenant. Gentlemen, this series must go 7 games. The revenue money alone between those two towns, leave it on the Mets. Strawberry is going to break out. I went to the game yesterday, and I looked out Strawberry in his eyes, and he fucking told me he's saving it all for the big one.
Wow. That is
If you
really
could
good.
go any other way, leave it on the Mets. Did I steer you wrong? Good. You owe me money.
Fucking no one does Harvey Keitel and Chris Penn.
That is right
no
on the money.
I like it. I love
does
his
that.
crazy logic, and then the fucking cops go, all right, fuck it, I'm in. He's like, I saw that Strawberry, and I looked him in his eyes. You know what? I didn't know that. All right, fuck it, I'm in.
All right, fuck it, I'm in. God damn, that is
Women
funny.
get raped every day. Now, because these two wear penguin suits, the church puts up a big reward. The church is a racket. Are you a Catholic? I'm a fucking Catholic. I'm blessed. You don't understand. This guy's going to blow up your house with your family in it. Good. You'll be doing me a fucking favor. Daniel, you cocksucker.
Holy shit.
Good eyes. Good eyes, Daniel.
Very
Good
funny.
eyes.
Chris Penn and
Couple
the
beautiful
Penn
girls.
Yeah.
Where were you tonight? Kit Kat Club? Couple beautiful girls in your daddy's car? Huh? No, I know what you did. Couple beautiful girls.
I like when actually seeing Jay do the Chris Penn one, and you actually spit like he does.
You're going to tell me this guy's going to decide out of the fucking... Why do you tell me what really happened, Larry? Stop pointing that gun at my daddy. It's so very scary. What the hell for? That lump of shit's working for the LAPD. Joe, I don't know what you think you know, but you're wrong. He's a good kid. He got shot in the gut. It's my fault he got shot in the gut.
All the dialogue. That's great.
Are you going to bark all day, little doggy, or am I going to be on a sitcom on basic cable in 2 years? What was that? Because I didn't catch it. Am I going to be on tilt for $15,000 a week? What a zilch, Michael Madsen.
Oh,
shit. As opposed to that?
God,
Jim,
damn.
West Palm info?
Oh, West Palm this weekend.
Hey,
I wanted to watch you perform, tell your jokes. Where would I go? A couple beautiful girls in the audience.
God
It's
damn.
very similar to Colin, actually, Keitel.
Laugh my ass off.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
oh, that is fucking
You know,
hilarious.
Colin would be like, Jim, you know, that's the thing, you're like performing in West Palm with Jim Norton. A bunch of people sitting around. It's good. I'm with Bubba the Love Sponge from Jim Norton on stage.
You know.
I almost got in a fight with Bubba the Love Sponge in studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why did you try to take his bagel away from him?
He kept playing like these song parodies with the word nigger in them.
Really?
And he would dump it out, but like all the listeners and everyone on hold could like hear it, and everyone in the studio is like cackling, laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's not cool. It's just not good. I can't do it. He's like, oh, what are you gonna do? And they speak in like this bizarre language
What?
called fat.
Jay, what was the problem?
No, that's what was fun. Is when he stopped.
Oh, because then he stopped and there was no more fun.
No,
I
but
like-
with Walter,
I like
you know,
how-
my road manager's black and my godson's black. I'm like, did I just, tell my, like in high school I would have loved you, but now it's different.
Well, your zoo construction site story kind of blows that whole theory out of the water, Jay.
No, come on. Serena Williams is my favorite thing in the world.
God damn.
I want to fuck Serena Williams so bad.
You do?
Yeah.
You can do it now.
She's a
I
beast.
know.
You're a free man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, are you completely free, or are you settling down with this Nikki girl?
No, we settled in.
Yeah.
What would you do? Jesus Christ.
Well, she has something to do with it, I was thinking, and all right, she's into it too, huh?
What are you gonna do? Like go look for something better? She's the hottest thing I've ever laid eyes on, and she talks and everything. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and that's wrong. The way to a man's heart is through his fucking washing machine.
Really?
Oh, if you find a girl that does laundry, forget it.
Yeah, you gotta love girls that do the laundry.
Laundry never ends. I've been single 4 months, and it's like this. It's like having herpes.
Nikki Cox is doing your laundry?
Our laundry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, doing both of your laundry?
I'm not gonna be like, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Oh!
She's,
Do the laundry.
Wash my underwear, whore!
She's the best, dude. I'm telling you. She's really. Her looks are like the least of her qualities.
Does she do the wash like in her underwear sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Do the laundry in her, and you look over and she's in her underwear? Isn't that the best? Wow.
I'm telling you, I've never had a girl that was so hot I lost my erection.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jimmy?
I've seen her. Like I remember, I don't remember what she looked like, but I remember when I saw her, I was like, Jesus. 'Cause I remember Goldthwait. I was like, I can't believe he hooked up with that beautiful girl. So I don't remember what she looks like, but I know when I saw her, I was blown away.
Well, you could have been with anybody, and you would have thought that.
No, that's not true. You'd be surprised what a few dollars can pick up. I've made some nice purchases in the last couple of years.
He's a nice guy, I'm sure.
Who?
Bob.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know him. I met him once.
I don't know the man. I don't know what he does.
Yeah, just tell him you don't want to drink Tab. He'll understand.
It must go 7 games.
Oh, man.
Hey,
yeah.
Patty really crawled across the studio naked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. She has come a long way, Jay.
Her new porn name, Patricia Brooks.
The body wasn't that bad, considering.
That's
For a 50-year-old broad.
It really wasn't that bad.
You got to give it to her.
For an old broad.
For an old broad.
Hey, hell, it's no Nikki Cox, but you know what? We had to start this whole thing over again, and we're not getting the talent yet, Jay. So even a Stalker Patty naked is better than nothing.
Oh, that is a good starting point because really, you could really improve upon that. We had that Polish girl in the other day.
Coming in today?
Huh?
Do you have any guests coming in today?
No, this is
You're
pretty much
it.
it. So.
Really?
You're it.
Hey, Ben, don't you think as a producer of the show, it's kind of your job to line up guests?
Dude, we have a professional booker. She can't even get the job done.
Well, where's Ben? I want to hear Ben's response to that.
We hear about who was supposed to be on the show is what we hear. We were supposed to have... Who was the big star we were supposed to have the other day?
Diesel.
Vin Diesel was supposed to be on. So that was kind of cool.
He stood us up.
That he didn't show.
Instead, you got the duck.
Who?
From his pacifier movie.
From his bad movie. There you go. Yeah, I
was
booked
playing
the
some of
duck
them.
from Pacifier.
And we were supposed to have Chris Jericho today, but he overslept.
What? Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, there's an excuse every day why these
There
people
is an
don't show
excuse
up.
every
Why
day.
these people don't show up on our show.
Well, if he overslept, that means he's up now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's not oversleeping. He overslept.
Still be sleeping.
Was that Voss?
No.
Why'd you hear some slurping sound?
You know, it's amazing. What amazes me about Voss, after working with him for 2 years on Last Comic Standing, is for a guy that can't speak, all of his bits end in words he can't say. Like, I owe her money, and I'm dodging her. Like, you couldn't say avoiding, which he can say flawlessly. Next time you have him on, try to get him to say, I eat sushi in church on Tuesday. And then just get the Gallagher tarp and cover yourself up.
Gallagher tarp. There she is.
Sushi in church on Tuesday. Wow. And if he does try to say it, he has to stop and swallow first.
Jesus.
Hey, we're looking at pictures of your squeeze.
We popped up a couple of pics on Google.
Look at him.
In your face.
In your face. You're a pisser.
Motherfucker.
That's very, very nice. Yeah.
She's the best, dude.
Good job. Good job, Jay.
You done good. You done good.
She's lovely.
The series must go 7 games.
All right.
All right, you
Jimmy.
bastard. Hey, get in here, though, one day. You got to come and stop in when you're in New York.
Dude, I will do nothing else other than your show. And I canceled Sirius yesterday because I would never be able to look you in the eye knowing that I did that bullshit company before I did you.
Thank you, Jay.
Ozzy's going to be there Monday?
Yeah.
I hope so, yeah.
Supposed to be. He better be.
Hopefully he won't oversleep or...
Jimmy's going to be like
something.
a babbling schoolgirl.
Oh, dude, I'm going to be just an ass. I have to prepare questions because I'll have nothing to say, like, spur of the moment.
Remember that Bugs Bunny when the Sinatra rooster and the Bing Crosby rooster are like competing and all the chickens are just like
they're swooning, yeah,
and shooting eggs up their ass? That's Jimmy.
Yeah, I really will be a blithering idiot.
Jim, what's the number to West Palm Beach if somebody wanted to get tickets to your show?
I honestly don't have it in front of me. I should,
Oh,
but I don't.
God.
No, I don't. I don't think about plugs when I'm on this program. I just think about having fun and doing the show.
But it's the West Palm Beach Improv?
Yeah, tomorrow through Saturday.
So if you went to, like, improv.com, for example, like, if I'm online right now, let me just figure out how to route this through.
It might be Improv Comedy Clubs or ImprovClubs.com. Or you can go to eatabullet.com and link to it from my calendar page.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your website, eatabullet.com?
561-833-1812. is
That's the number of your website?
No, that's the number of no, you can't call the website. That's the number of the Improv.
Oh, I got confused. So the West Palm Beach Improv is what?
561-833-1812.
1812.
Yeah. A lot of big laughs.
Yes, sir.
I miss you, buddy.
I miss you, Jay.
I
We
miss
always have
eating
fun.
fried raviolis at Joey Paisan.
Hey, we'll go to Paisano on Mulberry Street. Have some fried raviolis.
Oh, let me tell you a quick Frenchie story, okay? Why I called to say fuck you, and then I know you guys probably have to take some kind of break, right?
Not really.
Something.
We could just keep going.
How many times has Frenchie come to my shows for free and just sat there in the dressing room like drooling, going, yes, you come to my restaurant, it's very good. Like every single time, all he does is ask me to go to his restaurant, right?
Yeah. Did you ever go?
Yeah. Hence the stories to follow.
Okay.
So, but I admire your enthusiasm.
just moving it along, Jay.
So, when my book comes out, I got the publishers in New York and everything, and I'm going to take them all out to dinner. And I'm like, I know just the place. So I get all these people from Hyperion and like 3 of my friends, and we go to Frenchie's restaurant. He's like Eric Roberts in Pope Greenwich Village waiter. Like, he's that low on the totem pole, and he always makes it like it's his restaurant. Like, he's just a bum. And he's not, there's 2 waiters in there. He's not even our waiter. And then at the end of the night, he comes over and he puts a fucking $300 check in front of me. And I literally did like a pesky, like, you gonna embarrass me, make me look like a schmuck in front of my friends?
You should have clobbered him over the head with a bottle.
Hey, you wanted me to christen his kid to split. $7 grand I charge. He gave me a fucking $300 check, and I'm like, what? Yes, I took off the ice cream. Like ice cream or something. Something was free, and it made it worse.
I've gone there many times with many people, and I have never, ever gotten a break on the check.
I went in there
Ever.
one time. I got a free dessert. That's why I never went back.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, but he's always like talking it up, like he owns it, and come on in, I'll wine you, I'll dine you.
Yeah, you think.
Says, here's this front. He's like, hey, if you feel like it, come down. You go down, boom, there's appetizers on your table by the time your ass hits the seat.
Oh, with Joey, you leave with more money than you came in with.
Sunday,
amazing.
Sunday, he picked up a check for 9 of us, Joey.
Yeah.
9 of us. I was just looking for a slight break.
Well, you can do that when you work in construction.
There you
That's
go.
right. In
There
the
you
sanitation business.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear you. I never got a break. I kept going back many times because it was really good food, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Really good food, French food, fags.
Was French food, but...
Hey, Jay, someone from Wagbag, they don't forget anything. They want to know if you were begging to try to get on Howard's show, because Howard made a whole deal about that.
If I what?
Howard went off on a whole rant about you, saying that you were trying to beg to be on his show.
No.
You badmouthed him in an interview. Jay badmouthed him in an interview. Bashed him.
Right, and then Howard claimed that you were begging to get on the show.
Well, he was saying... I think
Hey, I don't beg for nobody.
I think it
Oh,
was
wait, I got the clip.
Of Howard?
Yeah.
All right, let's listen.
This is the beauty of the new show, Jay. We get to play all these clips.
We play whatever we want.
That calls
I
Howard.
know what did happen is...
Hold on.
Sorry, I was rinsing my mouth out. I had phone calls from friends telling me that he was talking about me, and then I clicked over and listened, and Gary was suggesting me as a guest, and Howard said, no, because I don't know what I would talk to him about. And it was like really like boring, and I turned it.
Well, here it is. Here's the clip.
Hey, Mitch, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that Jay Moore ripped off one of your bits on Jimmy Kimmel last night.
What do you do?
He was actually breathing while he was telling one of his jokes.
Oh, very funny. Very funny. The guy bashed him. Nailed him. He walked right into it.
Yeah, the guy Howard's all happy thinking he's got one of these stupid rip me off things again.
He was actually breathing.
Did you hear that, Jay?
I invented that, Robin.
That's awesome. Let me tell you about Marconi, Robin. Anthony, you do great, Howard. That makes me happy when you do that.
Thank you, Jay Moore.
It continues. Listen.
Telling one of his jokes, kind of like you do. I think you invented that.
Hey, Jay, why don't you stop calling the show? You're not coming on ever.
Also, at this point, Howard thinks...
Oh, yeah, I did hear this. And I was like, is this guy delusional? I think I call it myself.
Of course. I forgot to... Yeah, Howard thinks he's talking to Jay Moore. That's what makes this so beautiful.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, now we got to start over. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because the guy sounds so much like me.
What a lunatic.
Hey, Mitch, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that Jay Moore ripped off one of your bits on Jimmy Kimmel last night.
What do you do?
He was actually breathing while he was telling one of his jokes. Kind of like you do. I think you invented that.
Hey, Jay, why don't you stop calling the show? You're not coming on ever.
Oh,
I think
my
you'd have more
God.
to do.
Yeah.
Do you think he's serious?
Isn't Jay the comic who tried for years to get on our show and then trashed me on the Opie and Anthony show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, F him.
He stood on the side of the MTV Awards.
Yeah.
He stood there, not unlike Jim Carrey 10 years earlier, just waiting to get on the show.
Jim got on and Jay didn't.
Right.
And so,
Oh, you know, he wants me like I'm a loser like Jim Carrey. Remember we did Jim Carrey, boss?
You're a loser like the guy that makes 20 mil a picture.
I can't take it anymore. Like every once in a while, I like the show, but I just can't take. I mean, I know like they all get paid to agree with them, but it gets to a point where it's just awful.
Yeah, how about once in a while, just not agreeing with the guy?
Yeah, we were saying that earlier, man.
The blacks don't want to work, Robin. I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh, you think he'd have better things to do than call a show? He does, because that isn't him. Jesus Christ, you
Let me
idiot.
hear it again. That guy sounds nothing like me. He sounds like one of my uncles.
It continues.
And so, boo-hoo. So after being a super fan, he trashes me. Because he's got no goddamn convictions or morality
You
or anything.
hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I hurt his feelings. Because he's such a scary talent. Now he's doing Star Search.
No, I'm having sex with Nicky Cox, you heeb.
God damn. He's right about the morality, though.
Yeah, you don't have any morality, that's for sure, but Jesus. You're having a good time, though.
Wow.
Oh.
What a tool.
It continues.
Now he's doing Star Search. Great. Good luck.
By the way, I have to take back what I said about that show. I watched the rest of it. It was abominable.
All right.
Boy, New York comedians were really bad.
Really?
Oh, my goodness.
How good's a comedian going to be on television where you're not allowed to say anything? I mean, seriously, think
Well,
about
they
it.
did do some bleeping, but,
Yeah.
man.
And bleeping always makes everything funny.
Well, it made Ozzy funny, so I guess the comedians thought it would help them.
He sounds grumpy and tired.
Oh, always.
Bah, He's just calling it in at this point. Sirius has no idea how bad that deal really is. They have no clue yet.
His $500 million deal, Jesus. Just being
Yeah,
nice.
I don't understand how they're going to make that work.
That's some serious cash. Man, you got to give him that. Making some
Opie?
real money.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Jay.
Oh.
Are you like?
Did he get us?
Are you getting me?
I think he
No.
got.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was the reverse silent game.
Yes.
Opie, no more, I don't know, no more Sandy?
No, we're done too. Seems
All right.
Yeah, Jay. Well, dude, you got Nikki. Well, honestly, I don't even care. I mean, yeah, it's over. It's over. Seemed like it was a tough time off for everybody. It seems like she broke up with me 5 weeks after we got canceled. So I
It was probably the first time you ever had to talk to each other.
No shit. I lost my career and my chick all within like a month and a half. Yeah. We were coming home. I mean, I knew we had problems, and we were coming home from Montreal, and I looked over at her, and I go, wow, you're just not into this anymore. She goes, yeah, you're right.
Wow, really? Was that how it happened?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ouch.
Is she seeing anybody now?
I don't know. I don't really care.
I don't
I
care,
wasn't saying
Robin.
for me. It was, but I mean.
What?
What?
I've been having a fine time since, so I don't really care. And then
Nice.
Dice, his whole thing broke up. And then Barry Williams, his marriage broke up.
Dice and Barry Williams were going out? I didn't know that.
The Barry Williams one, I'm scared to call him another friend of the show, but that thing sounds a little too strange to get into. Because I knew the Williams pretty well from hanging out in L.A. I've hung with them a bunch of times, and then when they came to New York, they seemed like a very, very happy couple. And then it makes the tabloids that they're getting a divorce and that she wants full custody and she only wants a nanny around when Barry sees his own son.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, wow, something really bad had to happen there.
Yeah, because the son's 16. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
So we haven't gotten to the bottom of that one. I don't know if we ever will, but
Well, you should just have all your friends that are getting divorced on the show.
Well, no, I mean, it's unbelievable, you know? You, Barry, Dice.
But you know what makes up for it all? Voss is
You?
getting married.
Me, right? My relationship broke up. Ben's.
Yeah, Ben's did.
Ben's did. Steve's will.
Steve.
He just doesn't know it yet.
How many martinis?
Black Earl and his dungeon master.
Black Earl.
Earl. I haven't had a relationship.
Well, you're a smart man, I guess.
I settle down with a different girl every night, man.
Yeah, don't pay any more religious
Hey, but it sounds much nicer in Italian.
Yeah, you know what? I had a
one dog looking one way, one looking the other. Guy in the middle saying, "What do you want from me?"
Evens, I sound around, honey.
Jay, I had a really weird 2 years. I got to tell you, man, it was weird.
Well, tell us now.
Well, I've brought up most of them. It started with before we got fired, like a month before we got fired. My grandma died, who was like a mother figure to me. Okay, so she dies. Then
That's not funny.
No, I know. Then I lose the career. Then I lost the long-term chick. Then my my best friend moves to L.A. Then my uncle drops, and then I lost my dad 4 days after we signed this contract. Like just one after another. My whole life got completely turned upside down. in
The
last 2
listeners
years.
are home on their soundboards hitting the laugh thing to get back at you.
That's terrific.
That's terrific.
All right, I can do it to myself, you know. There you go.
That's terrific.
That's terrific.
I must say I like that laugh, but I do kind of miss the Cape Fear one, and the short car crash is infinitely better than the long car crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So look it up.
Which one's the short car crash?
That's this one.
I agree. That's by far. What's the long one?
We had one a while ago, the old one from the old show that just went on and on.
Oh, I like this one, yeah.
Big wreck.
Yeah, this one's great because there's that airbag pop.
Yeah, yeah, you do hear that.
Oh my God, we're looking at Nikki Cox's pictures from FHM.
Jesus.
Wow.
Good
She's all right.
God.
She's all right.
Good God, man.
She's all right.
That's
a nice little top she's got on. Is that in the laundry pile
Like, these
at
guys
home?
are the best. And it'll be like during like an awful patch of the show. I'm like, no, seriously, they really are.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
Uncle Sandy's got a dildo in her mouth. No, seriously, these guys are really funny.
When they're not doing that, they're pretty clever, pretty entertaining. Look at us all just catching up. It's been way too long, Jay.
Certainly has.
Oh, Bubby.
So.
All right, Jim, West Palm Improv this weekend, right?
I will be there Thursday through Saturday, and I'm telling you, I'm really going to have some good jokes for the crowd.
There you go.
What kind of material do you do? That's always my favorite question.
Yeah, where do you get your ideas?
Well, why don't you bring it up? I don't have a joke for that, but I set someone else up for it.
Well, Norton will be in West Palm. Jay Moore will be in Nikki Cox, and
Oh, Lord, are you the one that hates when people type? Am I remembering correctly when you say laugh out loud?
LOL.
LOL, yeah, drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It makes me. I don't know if you said all this before, so if you have, stop me. But when people type that, I want to fucking smash my keyboard. Like, I'm really supposed to believe that you're typing and laughing maniacally every fifth sentence.
Worse than that is the image of someone rolling on the floor laughing.
I only want to see that if their fucking apartment is on fire and they're trying to survive. Or LMAO laughing my ass off. Yuck.
Maybe you can give me some free tickets, huh?
Yeah, I'll come by tomorrow, LOL. It's like, what the fuck is funny about that?
I'll come by tomorrow.
No, I won't. Yeah, it's
Just
awful.
kidding. Wink, semicolon, and the fucking smaller than sign.
Makes me sick. JK. Ugh.
What's that?
That's just kidding.
Oh,
really?
Well, you type, and then you have to type back GA. That's the response.
And
Get-
what was that?
Get AIDS.
A big bucket of AIDS, like chum.
All right, Jay.
What's Connor up to these days, Jim?
Who's that?
Connor?
Little Connor?
Yeah.
Oh, you were listening to all that, too, huh? What a
My
hit
favorite
that was.
the T-shirt that said "Dad's little chum."
Little chum. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, we went through quite the phase.
And the Ramon promos is probably the lowest you guys have ever gotten.
Ramon.
Love that one.
From the listeners.
Oh, I know. That was bad.
With that, like, God of Thunder synthesizer voice.
Just awful, cheesy voice that was on there. Really bad. Yeah.
Another day out
outside under the blue sky. Ramon, give me your thumb. Like, it didn't even make sense.
It didn't make sense. Oh, that was awful.
So you guys, who answered the phone? Eric?
Danny.
Danny.
We got a whole new. We pretty much have a whole new crew that works for us too.
Danny? How's that
Danny?
mow my lawn?
No answering the phones. That's the important thing.
We
Well, the world needs pitch diggers.
we got rid of a bunch of people and brought in some new blood there, Jay.
All right, well, tell them I'm in the hood now. I'm calling.
All right. Yeah, we moved Steve up and we moved Ben up. Stinky's working somewhere else, doing very well, and there you have it.
And Rick Delgado's in the unemployment line humming the Tsunami song.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
A tree right through her head.
Jay, we're on satellite radio and we're paranoid every day. That guy, the first chance he got, went right for the thing that would get you fired.
Screaming chinks. Hello.
And
I
he
loved
lived.
in the press release when it listed all the people's names that got laid off and fined. It was like Lady Diva X.
Yeah.
And
I guess he was on like a Hot 97 type program.
Yeah, a hip hop station.
Todd
so.
Lynn got in big trouble for that too. He lost everything, man. He had a deal with ABC or some network. He lost. Todd lost.
Who?
You know Todd Lynn, black comic.
No.
He was on 97, but that Tsunami song. He was the guy that said I'm gonna go shoot Asians.
Great.
Yeah. He
Good
lost
one.
everything.
All right.
And the Grease Man's back, right?
Is he?
Really?
Yeah, he's doing something
Oh,
somewhere.
he's terrific.
Is he on commercial radio or is still just buying time? Because I know he buys time. Like, he goes to a radio station and goes, I need about 2 hours of programming time for the Greaseman Show. And then he pays for it, and then he goes out to businesses and sells airtime, sells his own time to try to recoup the money. So you go out to the local chicken place, or, yeah, Popeye's a fried chicken there. Go down there and get a wingy. and there he is hawking goods to try to pay for the airtime that he bought. So it's like an infomercial, but it's his show that he puts commercials on.
Oof.
Kind of brilliant, actually.
It really is clever. I'm an evil genius here. Not bad. At
Hey,
least
guys,
he's back.
listen.
Yeah.
Yes, Jay.
Ooh.
He did
got
get
us
us.
good.
That was a good one. Hey, guys, listen. And we listened. That was a good one. You got to give it to him.
That was a very, very funny phone call. Jay was on fire today, man.
That was good.
Fucking Chris Penn and Keitel.
Very
How perfect
funny.
is that?
Well, slowly but surely getting the band back together.
Yeah. Very funny.
I said some bad things about Jay, but I was,
Well, you love Jay, man. You were hurt because you didn't call in. It's
No.
like why did the guy kind of abandon the show? You were hurt. It wasn't that you don't like Jay.
definitely pissed off that we didn't get him on sooner. That's all. Same with Dice. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
People say things. They lash out when they're wounded or hurt. That's all it is. It's like a relationship.
Say things you later want to take back.
Jay,
Yeah.
Jay, if you're still listening, I'm sorry.
Aw.
You wounded me.
Jay was very nice to me when I was in L.A. and doing Last Comic Standing and in New York.
All right, cool.
He was very good.
Why don't we take a break?
All right.
Actually, New York, not L.A. Vegas. And New
For the
York.
people that are still listening to the
LOL.
program.
LOL.
Actually, that type of radio is the best. Right
JK.
GA.
Just
GA. Answering.
Oh, JK, I meant Jew killer. What?
Jesus.
I'm not a racist. Can't do a little racist humor?
Yes, you can.
Of course I can. What time is our meeting with Shemper?
Oh, Eric Logan? I think he's wandering around already. He's wandering around already.
Did you see him?
No.
Is he in our office?
I
Where are
didn't
we
know he was
having
in the
this
building.
meeting?
I don't know.
Is it going to be in here in our studios?
Probably at Supercuts.
Wow, who's
the
that?
Lemon Tree. What is that? What?
Ben.
No,
you idiot.
Who's
No, that's the guy who Jim talked to earlier on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no details. Just blah, 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 blah. Wow, really?
Yeah, it's telling you about the book deal.
Yeah.
Wow, Jim wants to rip your throat out right now.
Sometimes I want to rip his throat out, too. He's an instigator.
Oh. I'm going to sit back and watch this.
Let's just kick your feet up
I'm going
and
to put my feet up on the console.
That's Jerry, the
All
sales
right.
guy. I can't humor everyone for a second.
Mm-hmm.
He's here to talk to us about sales stuff.
What?
Really?
Dude, we got to go home.
Now
we got
they-
meetings all day today. We got Eric, then you guys got to record stuff, then there's a sales meeting.
Uh-huh, sure.
Yeah. Well,
Meeting with the Rams.
I hope it could be done through my telephone on my OnStar. I'll hit the button. I'll go, call, studio, and then we can have our meeting as I'm driving down the LIE.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You all right, Jim?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Huh?
Jim,
What
Jim's
the?
back.
Who the? What the?
Just a little temporary lapse of reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jim's back. Everything's fine. Go ahead. Turn the mics off and go into spots. I want to see this.
Can we go back live if action happens?
Of course not.
No? God damn it, this place has to be wired differently. Anyway, don't forget tomorrow we're broadcasting live from the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yes.
Here in New York City. That's on 57th Street between 7th and Broadway, and should be a lot of fun broadcasting from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Kegs and eggs, and it's going to be fun.
First St. Patty's Day.
Kind of our first live broadcast, especially in
What?
the New York area.
What the? Who? What?
Right?
First? What?
When? First live broadcast since coming to XM, no?
We did it live at the goddamn in Vegas.
I said New York.
Did a live? Oh, if
This
New
is our
York?
backyard.
He did say New York.
What the?
I'm hoping that we get a nice turnout.
By the
tomorrow.
way,
it'd be
I
nice to see some old faces and some new faces.
Bit of good news. Friday morning, marketing is coming up to put up some posters for it.
Oh yeah, good. For Friday they're coming in for us.
Yeah, Ben, is
tomorrow,
that
so-
true, or was that one of your rumors?
What? What are you talking about?
That marketing didn't know we were doing.
I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that.
Why not? There's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
not my place to comment
Ben's
on
not
there.
commenting.
All right, I was just asking.
He comments in the office.
Oh yeah,
where
he has
Ben
lots.
has his comments.
He has lots of comments
Never
in the
on the
office.
air.
Yeah, but that's in the office.
In the office.
In the office.
Believe me, a lot of things are said in the office that are not meant for the air.
And
Just like I'm sure Steve
like
was
an
happy about
hour's
that
worth of
comment
my
about him 5 minutes
conversations.
ago.
Oh, Steve, I was just joking. It's radio. We do jokes here. I know you're in a loving relationship. All right.
See, that stuff is being discussed.
Yeah, that was just a joke.
All the interns have to do is write a book about what's said in that office, and we're all done. Anthony is the biggest racist I've ever seen in my life. Ever.
See, notice Nathaniel always has his pad, too. He's in there with his
Yeah,
pad.
taking
Yeah,
notes.
he's got a pad
Mine,
with him at all
here's
times.
mine,
notes.
and here's mine. If you think Opie's an asshole on the air, you should hear how he acts off air. Is this guy ever happy?
Bossing around the staff, not just a show bit.
In crappy mood when he comes in without food yet.
Oh.
Oh, that's my problem.
Opie semicolon bully.
Bully.
What the fuck is this that you wrote?
Oh, they could say some stuff about Jimmy, too.
Oh, I'm sure they could. I'm garbage. But
I have
I'm nice.
not seen one racial group left unscathed by Anthony's hate.
I'll bet you the interns of all of us have the least amount of dirt on me because I'm here the least amount of time.
That is
and
true.
you're pretty much what you see is what you get. On
Yeah.
the air, off the air.
That's right.
You know.
I'm trash with feet.
Right.
Does Opie really believe he's better than all of us?
Oh, boy.
He does.
Opie,
He
the
does.
nerve.
He does realize he's a hack, doesn't he?
Oh. Oh, God knows. They probably bring in tape recorders.
Right.
Oh.
And you know half the things that are said on the show, they're in the back going, what kind of dog shit is that? I'm funnier than that. I know I can.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
How did he get hired?
Why is he sitting there?
I'm a
Nathaniel
comic.
thinks he should be there.
He's
I'm
a
a comic
comic.
too. Right. Sure. Nathaniel is very funny. He comes up with some very funny lines in the
He has a
in the
dry
office.
wit, which is very
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I enjoy a dry wit, so.
Yeah.
All right, we should take a break. Are we going to have a good broadcast tomorrow?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, it's going to stink.
It's going to stink? All right, don't show up tomorrow.
Of course it's going to be good.
Well, I have to leave towards the end of it because I have to catch a plane.
Run
Jet
down the
setting.
runway. Hey, you, stop.
How many breaks do we have to
LOL.
take? 4?
No, we take one long one here.
One long one, and then we'll come back, play What Did We Learn, and, I don't know, wrap
One
up.
long one. How long is it going to be?
It's not that long. It's 3 minutes.
Jesus.
You know, it's
That's
Take
a long break.
Play What Did We Learn for 20 minutes.
It was nice. It was nice that Jay called in today. It
was great hearing from
Yes,
Jay.
it was hilarious.
You forget how funny he is on the phone and stuff.
It was good to catch up, and I hope you enjoyed that. It was just kind of listening in on a phone call, really. Not even a radio phone call, just a bunch of guys getting to know themselves again. So,
Yeah, that's pretty funny. People pointing out that I'm on the air talking about sympathizing with Hitler and browsing white power websites, yet some of the things I do off the air puts that to shame, that I can't speak about it on the air.
Well, because we know when you're saying it in the office, you really mean it.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
There's not a lot of laughs when I walk in the office and you're pointing at those black murder statistics going, 85%. That actually is true.
At least I back it up with facts.
And you did say something about something hanging from a light post this morning.
Where did I say that? Did I really?
When you were stuck in traffic.
I did not.
You left that out of the on-air version of your little story.
Wait, I'm trying to remember. Wait, I was stuck in traffic. The people directing traffic.
Let's, if we're going to lay it on the line here.
Hey, I said nothing about race. Because all I said was that the people that do the traffic at the intersections, that wear the orange vests and wave you on and stop you, they'd be more effective if they were hanging from the light post on the corner.
Explain that.
Explain it?
Yeah.
Well, they do no good work standing there in the intersection.
So
usually screw up traffic more than do it. So
But see,
I believe them hanging there would be less of a deterrent.
All I know is, as a white,
what I'm saying,
a white male in a white society, I don't really, I would never find myself wanting to hang from anything.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just because they're traffic agents in the middle of the road doesn't mean they're of any race. I've seen them of all races.
Have you?
White, black, Asian.
Where? Where have you seen the white and Asian ones? I'd love to know
Right.
what corner that's on.
Right. See, the on-air version of his little story was a little different than the
Well,
the office version.
There's a white traffic. One of the traffic guys is white. I believe he's in Bensonhurst, and the one Asian is on Hester Street in Chinatown.
Those are the ones I could have been referring to.
You're right.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just see Nathaniel and Danny, too. They sit there and just shake their heads and kind of go, this is going to make a great book. Just going to expose them.
Yeah, do these guys sign anything?
Sign their life away, basically.
Oh, good.
Confidentiality agreements.
Yeah. What's the name of Danny's book? Celebrities I've blown off like an idiot? Danny got really upset by that, by the way. What? Hey,
Not
wait.
by you, no, by Jay.
I just tell Danny that maybe he can stand at the door on Monday when Ozzy comes in and check his license, and if it doesn't look like him, this is John Osborne. This isn't you.
just so you know, Jimmy, when Jay called in, I know he didn't call the hotline number. He called the regular caller line. So there's no way to know. Anybody could call those numbers.
Right.
So if he called the hotline, it would have helped out a little bit.
All right. I want everyone to make Danny's life a living hell. So starting tomorrow, call in as a celebrity.
You're all celebrities tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, you got him really good.
LOL.
All right, we should take a break.
All right.
Is Eric here yet for our big meeting?
I haven't seen him, but there's other people here to meet with us. So.
We freaked him out so much that he decided to come up from Washington to calm us down.
Where is he?
So all those idiots on the New York radio message board and all our critics on all these other radio websites, shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
People are trying to say that we've been a complete failure for XM.
No one says that.
It's completely the opposite.
Complete is such a strong word.
Yeah, we're partial failures, for Pete's sakes. Get your facts straight. We're moderate failures.
Come on. Complete. That means completely.
Yeah. Everyone's speculating because we're coming off the premium and all that.
What it means.
Up.
Yeah, you want to see failures? You tell those 1,400 people that are signed up for premium service. You tell those 1,400 people.
You know, it's great if you look at it. We were on the premium. We're coming off the premium April 2nd. People speculate that means failure for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
If we were free to start and then they put us on a premium later on, they would say we have failed because now what XM needs to do is have people pay extra for us because not enough people were subscribing. So in both situations, we would be called a failure.
Here it is logically.
Yeah.
When we started with XM, they had this idea for a premium service. They thought this was the next thing with satellite radio.
Yeah, to have
they had good intentions, but the problem is they just spent the last 6 months trying to find anything else that would be interesting enough to put on a premium channel.
Yeah,
and they just couldn't find it.
There's really not that much talent out there.
The Playboy channel has been pretty much a failure for the company.
Oh, Jesus, complete?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't good. We killed them in numbers. Killed them.
It's supposed to talk them up though, because they're not coming over with us to the basic service. So
we'll
it's
see
still
what
going to be
happens.
subscriber base. So perhaps you should say, Some people really enjoy the Playboy thing. Maybe it's a small audience, but very loyal.
They actually do. I mean,
well, you know what? I've never heard. Well, I've heard the Playboy Channel a couple times, and I have enjoyed it. I'm not a regular listener, and maybe it's good. I don't know, but
sure.
As far as the business thing goes, they were hoping it was going to do better than it did.
A little better than it did.
And then they got us, and then they were hoping to create more programming that people would pay extra for, and they just couldn't find it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And they knew that we would be better off for the company if we were exposed to the entire XM Nation. How is that us being failures?
Just a quick question: if you're being paid, if someone is paying for you, and you got like X amount of dollars a month for the show, and you're failing, why would they take you off and lose that revenue?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Right?
Why take you off the premium channel when they were at least making money with you on it? It doesn't make financial sense.
They have to speculate. They have to speculate. It's their life. They love the speculation.
Hey, Bruce Kelly, how are you?
Hey. Hi, Bruce.
We probably shouldn't have said hi to you because
Hi, guys.
We're an hour late from breaking.
That's okay. Great to be here in New York and the
yeah, you digging the
cacophony of cacophony of
cacophony.
kookiness.
Oh, we did that on this show today? God, this show's the longest show we've done.
Cacophony.
Yeah, so since I am the new Vice President of Chief Financial Officer, I appreciate your analysis of the cost per effective Playboy channel. But once you break it down into a spreadsheet, and I'm sure, Anthony, you've seen the spreadsheet and everything. We were talking about this the other night.
I write them up.
That the cost per point and the churn rate actually on the Playboy channel is one of the lowest on our content platform.
Very loyal
Jesus Christ, somebody stop me right now because this sounds like a VP meeting.
Well, that's good.
That's why I came up to New York.
Is that what we're going to do?
To get away from that.
You should,
listen to me.
Tell everyone why you're here.
Well, first of all, to get the hell out of the D.C. building for a couple of days.
See, that's the beauty of this.
Yeah,
everyone in D.C. is just as miserable as we are. They just
want to get out of there.
They just don't vocalize it because they have to work in the building every day. We're so far away, we can say whatever we want.
It's Elo. It's Elo.
Elo's here.
Elo's in the building. Elo.
No, there's the problem.
He just got back from Supercuts, too,
Where
obviously.
is he? Jesus. He's in our office.
He's got his Kevin Costner Roman emperor haircut.
I can't.
All hail Elo. Look, guys, I can run a bunch of bullshit by you, then I'm up here and we're going to do something for free to air. By the way, congratulations. You're finally getting where you need to be.
Yes.
April 2nd. But I tell you what, I'm up here to audition.
Oh.
Okay? Get me the fuck out of the 80s channel. Please.
You want to get out of there?
Please, God.
I dig the 80s channel.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. But you know what? I'm 48 years old. I'm an adult. I'm tired of this crap.
We're going to have a little fun.
Please.
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging you.
Well,
I'm begging you.
Jim, we're going to lose Jim to HBO. Jim's going to make that announcement in about a week. So,
really?
Yeah, then at that point...
here comes the speculation.
I think at that point we'll be looking for somebody new to sit in that seat.
All right, evil producer here is saying break.
Oh. All right, Ben.
So,
but basically, Bruce Kelly's here. He's going to interview Ant and I and Ben and Jim and a
the
bunch
whole crew.
of us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interspliced during our worst ofs when we're on vacation.
Yeah, that starts
April to
April
spice
2nd.
it up a little bit.
When is that happening?
Right after the show.
Ooh. Right after the show?
Yeah.
This is going to be another doomsday ride home for me.
You know what I would do right now?
Yeah.
Call the chick.
Get a room?
Get a room at the park.
We actually have a room.
For tonight?
Yeah.
So then
I'm not going to say where.
Then why are you going home?
It's not at the Parker, by the way. They were all booked.
I know where it is.
I have to go home because we don't want to have two cars in the city.
I've got a suite at the W, so if you want to knock out a couple.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sure the Four Seasons will give you a break on two cars when you park.
Yeah, I'm staying at the Four Seasons.
Hoo-hoo.
Hoo-hoo, Robin.
Hoo-hoo, Anthony.
Wellington.
Let's do it!
The Opie and Anthony Show. The Opie and Anthony Show. XM 202.
All right. Wrapping up another O&A show.
Yeah.
Once again, we got nothing accomplished, but it was a lot of fun trying.
Do we ever really get anything accomplished?
Sometimes.
Is there a mission that by the end of the show we go, wow, we accomplished that mission?
Please get me out of D.C.
I think
please,
if we continue...
Jesus, help me, please. Get me away from these vice presidents down there. They are a bunch of
Hey, Eric. Eric Logan.
I think our mission is to talk
Hello,
for
sir.
4 hours with a minimal gap of silence between any words.
Absolutely.
And then mission accomplished.
I disagree with you because
Really?
sometimes those longer pauses are very effective.
Oh, but that's part of the show. If you need a dramatic pause, that's part of the show. I mean, any pauses that aren't supposed to be there.
Okay.
And if you can do that 4 hours, yeah, we did a show. Look who's here. It's our pal Elo.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice long hour and a half commute from LaGuardia in this morning.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, traffic.
Oh, wait a minute. You flew from...
I flew from D.C. this morning to here, landed at 8:30.
Yeah.
Got into a car to get downtown.
It took you longer in a car.
It took me
from the
longer
airport.
car from the airport to here than it did to fly from D.C. to here, which is just...
Welcome to New York.
blows.
Don't you love it?
They don't make you take the train?
What's that?
You don't have to take the train?
I could have taken the train, but I elected to stay home this morning.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. He was held up in security with the stupid cufflinks.
The cufflinks, yeah.
I would have taken the train.
Yeah, you know what? I just don't dig the trains 3 hours. I have ADD.
No.
I can't. Just like forget about it.
Yeah, that's
like,
true. They
you
do
know,
have beers, though. in
That's
there,
true.
So you could sit, but the plane's got that too.
The plane's got beer. They don't serve alcohol fast enough on a 30-minute flight.
I know, you're really going, come on, to get the cart down.
Well, and, you
here.
know, you can't get up. That's the other thing. If you're flying out of D.C. or into D.C., you can't, like, walk around for 30 minutes. It's part of this new thing.
Yeah, if you're in, like, D.C. airspace, you can't leave your seat.
Can't leave your seat 30 minutes prior to landing and 30 minutes
It's only a
after.
30-minute flight, so...
Yeah, it's a 30-minute
So
flight.
you can't
so
get out of your seat
you
at
know,
all.
So I'm
Wow.
pounding coffees the whole time. You know, I gotta pee, and I get onto the plane, and of course everybody's peeing. I'm like, I'll just wait till it takes off. They go, well, you can't get up, so you're sitting there. It's just, you know,
That'll really thwart a terrorist.
Yes,
Sitting there going, the rules say I can't get up. This ruins my whole thing. I'm supposed to rush the cockpit. I'm not allowed to stand up.
I
They
can't
got me.
pee.
But there's a line at
Yeah,
the
rushing the
urinal.
cockpit with a full bladder just is not a good thing. It's just a horrible thing. So, no, up here hanging, doing the thing, spend some time with the guys. And
We're going to have a little meet.
Short meeting.
Short meeting. Only 3 hours long?
Only 2.5.
Elo,
Yes, baby.
I got to tell you, these guys have been trashing you really hard when we're not on the air.
Who?
I've been with you.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Wow.
why don't you tell him, man? You know, you
What-
had
what
no
did I
problem
say?
telling him
I
in the
thought
office.
Jimmy actually calls me sweet. Jimmy and
I
had
never trash Eric, ever.
No, you.
So it's Anthony the one who's trying.
You know what's great, and I'll dispel that right now. You know how disinterested I am with any corporate affairs? I don't have enough time to diss you.
That's
I
probably
don't-
true.
I don't even have an interest in any of these people to really bash them off the air. Off the air.
Why waste the space, the brain matter? You know?
Why waste my office time that I could well be spending with racist remarks talking about something like the company?
But Jimmy calls me over the weekend, tells me about the HBO opportunity,
Yes.
and I say it's
He was great.
It's a fantastic. Why wouldn't you do this?
It's a bummer that we're gonna, lose him, but we wish him the best.
Yeah, we're gonna lose you forever, right?
Yeah, probably starting somewhere around 2011.
Jim Norton will not get that picture. So between now and then, slave labor is still
Oh,
an
yeah, I'm
option,
fine.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now, but I'm here to discuss all issues.
All issues?
I'll discuss.
Let's
all.
start with probably the most important issue. Did you see the vent over my seat in the office?
No,
it is
I've
has
not
a newspaper stuffed in it, and
I've
it
not
needs
seen
a
the vent.
diffuser grill because the air blows right
Well,
on
if
me.
it makes you feel any better, I just went in there and lost my mind. Everybody in there. I'm trying to find a computer just so I can find an email,
Good
and I
luck.
can't find a computer. And it's just like, Jesus Christ.
There's
So-
plenty of computers in there, but none you can use.
Yeah, but
They're
that's what
very
I've realized. There's a video game computer, and we got an audio over here. So, but
Don't use mine.
Porno computer.
Yeah, I
you
got the
need some important XM corporate email you got to send out. I have to play poker.
You have to play poker, yes.
You know, we have our priorities here.
That's
Elo.
absolutely right. I know. So we'll get that handled. So, but no,
Get me
I-
away from this guy.
I'm the bearer of good news. What is he doing here?
I have no idea.
I don't
Why
know.
is he here?
He's here because we wanted to end the show with a Wang Chung song. We figured, he could intro it or something.
Skrilly Plitty or something, you know? Yeah, it's unbelievable. So yeah, we'll get into our meeting, and then and then tomorrow morning all is right in the world.
Do you strategically wear shirts like that?
To screw with people's eyes.
Oh my God!
If you look at it long enough, you all of a sudden go cross-eyed.
I
got some
agree
big
with
high-powered
you,
meetings
Elo.
today, guys. I had to put a power tie on. I had to put the suit
Elo
on.
is right.
Wait till
All
I-
hail Elo.
He's trying to get someone to sign a contract today. That's what he's.
I'll
Yeah,
give you guys the
My
dirt
eyes
on
are
his wardrobe.
dizzy. What?
Yeah.
I'll give you guys the dirt. Dirt on his wardrobe when he comes in.
It's not a bad wardrobe. It's a good, nice tie. It's a very
No, he
smart
wore a
tie.
pink tie and a green shirt the other day.
I like that.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's spring. It's
young
spring.
executive look to him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
spring.
like it.
You know, I just
Anthony,
had a
it's
birthday
spring.
recently, so you know, we got to do that, right?
spring.
How old are you? 29 again?
29. That's so funny.
That's the new Opie and Anthony vibe. Come April 2nd. No more of that mean stuff. Oh, cut it out. You don't look a day over 50. Get out of here, you. Elbow to the ribs.
the safer, tamer, more sensitive Opie and Anthony.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's no BS.
Right.
Opening it up to a lot more people, so we want to bring more people in as friends and not chase
the
them
corporate
away.
word is mass appeal.
Mass appeal.
So no more ass fucking?
Oh, Jesus. You won't hear that come April 2nd.
You know what's amazing when that happens? It's like the oxygen in my lungs like contracts, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of... You get over it, though, after a while,
Is that
believe
what
me.
But you don't know if it's real or not. It's like listening to a clip of a violence. It's you're just listening to a clip. If you're watching it, that's one thing. But to listen to it...
You have no idea what it is.
Yeah,
Use your
silly.
imagination.
That's true.
I mean, I think it was a guy actually having anal sex with a fat chick and then sticking it in her mouth. But I mean, that's just what my interpretation of that work was.
You're just guessing?
Yeah.
But you have no way of knowing.
Ah, it's silly. It's it's all.
All right, we gotta end
It
this
is
mess.
silly.
We're gonna
All
be
right, we
live
had more
tomorrow from the
time.
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yes.
Elo could have taken a phone call and had the people go, I can't hear you.
right.
Really.
See you tomorrow, 7
bye.
a.m. to 11 a.m.
That's it. I'm out of here.